Hey everyone, today I'm going to be playing Slay the Princess, the Pristine cut. I've played Slay the Princess before. Actually, I've played both the demos. I quite like this game, as evident of playing all of it. I'd even gotten all the achievements before the Pristine cut came out. To that end, we're going to be, I'm going to be using memories here. How did this even happen? Because I've not done anything other than to make sure this game works. And I thought all the memories were supposed to be reset. That's very strange. Anyway, as I was saying, I'm just going to use the memories as my list of content to show. Considering I've done everything in this game beforehand except for the Pristine cut, so the new content in the Pristine cut. So let's start.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
And here's why I like this game so much. This is so much stuff to say. And I'm not going to say all of it at once, because, I don't know, maybe you haven't ever seen this game before, and if so, I'm not going to explain why I'm not going to use do every single option. Instead, let's see. Killing a princess seems kind of bad, though, doesn't it?
Does it? Are you a monarchist?
Yes.
Is slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress?
Yes.
If anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress. Seamstresses contribute something of value to society.
Yeah, well, let's see how your country survives without any princesses to marry off for various political reasons. The end of the world? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You have to put an end to her.
Let's see. Do you have any evidence to back this up?
You're already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task? You've made it this far, you might as well reach the end of your journey.
I don't know why I'm on a path to a cabin, or why I'm here. It's a very unconvincing argument. If you don't tell me why she's dangerous, I'm not going to kill her.
She's not dangerous. She's just a princess. The danger comes if she gets out, which she will unless you do something about it.
Okay, what happens if she gets out then? I want specifics.
The more specifics you have, the harder it will be for you to do this very important job. She's a princess. People will listen to her, because listening to her is in their nature. And when they do, everything will come crashing down.
You trying to say that people are natural slaves? Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up?
While I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock. Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up. And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation. Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that. It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything. Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her.
Can't someone else do this?
Oh, if only that were the case, but I don't make the rules.
You're the narrator, you literally make the rules.
I have to say, I'm surprised at your reluctance thus far, but unfortunately for the both of us, you're the only one who can pull this off. Like I said, I don't make the rules, no matter how much I wish I did.
Have you considered that maybe I'm okay with the world ending?
Of course I haven't. Why would I even consider that? Nobody wants the world to end. I mean, maybe some people do, like nihilists or very, very evil people, but surely you're not one of those, right?
Okay. Okay, thanks for telling me what to do.
Don't mention it. It's all part of the job.
Did you take that seriously?
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
Why should I believe a word you say?
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Proceed to the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Guess I better leave it then.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
I remember in the original, and it may be the case here, but that line, if the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor, was in every single... how do I say this without spoiling everything? It was so often used, and it was clearly the same line, it really stood out. I wonder if they did anything about that.
Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
It's me.
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life.
Maybe it's not that great.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
I like to play dangerously. Hi.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Please, come downstairs.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone?
Well, he did say that she's just a princess.
I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
There's a whole princess riding on this.
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
I'll see what I can do. I'm not even going to talk to her. Let's just do it.
Only making this more difficult.
Shut up, narrator. No one likes you.
Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake.
No, you're making a huge mistake.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Our love
Maybe
is the
it's
key.
somewhere upstairs.
That was really corny.
Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
And if there isn't a key, do you have any other ideas?
Maybe there's some way to break the chains? Or if that doesn't work, I guess we can always cut me out of them.
That sounds like a great idea.
She offers the suggestion with almost complete nonchalance.
Maybe it's been a long time, but I feel her face is slightly different from what I remember.
If we were stuck down here long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out if it meant we could finally be free. You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place. Is someone else here?
Try the door.
You try the door, but it's locked from the outside.
Let's return to the bottom of the stairs.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
You put me in this mess.
I heard the
Stupid
door slam.
narrator.
They locked you down here too, didn't they?
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf. As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now.
You were the one who put it here.
Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
I will love what happens if we do that. We're gonna save the princess.
Fine. Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm. Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit. She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal. No, she didn't.
It just means she's strong.
She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground. How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Thank you.
I said, she's strong.
Now let's get out of here.
You want strength in a princess. No one wants a weak princess. Approach the locked door.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world. As
But you couldn't do anything.
The princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
It's a terrible DM.
What are you doing?
Slay the princess, let's warn her.
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect. Stop it. Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
Resist.
The blade. Move the blade. As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious step forward.
We both know this isn't you.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What are you doing?
I do really like his frustration.
I'm sorry. I'll try to be quick.
She plunges it into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony. But you aren't dead yet.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake. For her sake? Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of you have literally doomed everyone. Whatever. She sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again, and you feel every inch of burning pain that slices its way into your body.
I do have to admit, why can't she just like slit my throat or something?
I'm sorry.
She doesn't know how to use a knife, does she? Apparently not, though it doesn't matter how sloppy her blade work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed out.
Finally.
I'm so sorry.
With one last thrust of the knife, your legs give out beneath you. You collapse to the floor, your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks.
How romantic. Rivulet is a very romantic word.
It can't just end like this, right? Oh, that's rich coming from you. As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice. It's over.
Those are some massive anime eyes.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
The damsel, my second favorite princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
I'm getting a terrible sense of deja vu.
Terrible sense of deja vu? No, you don't have that. This is the first time either of us have been here.
I do like that he's just like, no, you don't have that.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
Yes, he didn't approve of us last time, did he? If we're going to save our beloved, we'll have to be sneaky about it.
Our beloved? Yes, you'll have to be very sneaky about your intentions if you're going to try and save the princess.
Ah, so all of the cards are on the table. Then you should know that we and the princess are in love, and the four of us will be foiling any and all assassination attempts you've got in the works.
The four of us? Okay, I see. The Smitten, the hero, me as the player, and the princess?
We'll see about that. Whatever you do, just be sure to ignore him specifically. It sounds like he's the sort who'd sacrifice the whole world for a peck on the cheek.
What can I say? A world without love is a world that isn't worth saving.
Sounds like the voice of reason to me. Let's just proceed to the cabin for now.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat.
Okay, I'm going to start skipping lines that are just the same, because if you can't tell, we're going to be redoing these early parts a lot.
We already told you we're not playing along with your little game. It's your lies that can't be trusted. Her beauty is the only thing in the world we can believe in.
You said it.
We've already been over this. I'm pretty sure he just likes the sound of his own voice.
I do, but I also speak from the heart. My passions are too great to be stifled. They must be expressed.
Sure, yeah, your passions are strong and all, but not everyone needs to hear them. Some things are better kept quiet. Don't pay their bickering any mind. Focus on the task ahead.
Nobody else is hearing his passions except for us, so it's fine. Let him be passionate. At least he's passionate for something.
The interior of the cabin is clean and elegant, its stone walls draped in fine threaded tapestries, a prison befitting a royal prisoner. The only furniture of note is an ornate wooden table with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
You didn't say anything about the mirror on the wall.
That's because there isn't a mirror. There's a table, the blade sitting on the table, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here.
There's definitely a mirror.
There isn't.
I'm sure the princess would tell us there was a mirror if she were up here.
In which case she'd be lying to you because, again, there isn't a mirror.
Why would you lie about that? What's the point?
Exactly. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would a mirror even do? That you waste time preening yourself instead of doing what needs to be done.
By me. What's the rest of that line? Doing what needs to be done by me? Or is that the whole line? Do any of you even know what I'm talking about? Let's approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here.
This really isn't funny.
Wipe the mirror clean.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
We have clearly rubbed our hand against a tapestry of some kind. Also, we have some kind of lizard hand. Actually, it's a bird hand.
But it was there a second ago.
And now it's gone. Pity. We could have a feather out of place, and now we'll never know. We can't gallantly sweep her off her feet if we have a feather out of place.
I do like that everyone is just very clear that we are a bird, but it's said in such a way that maybe it's metaphorical. It's not metaphorical. We clearly saw feathers on our arms. Let's enter the basement. We don't need a blade.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an intricate stairwell. Gold-trimmed carpet glimmers in the light of the torches positioned along the walls. The basement almost seems welcoming in the dim firelight.
Let's go be welcomed.
It's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
Yeah, that just sounds the same again. We're gonna hear this line. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor, like 10,000 times.
A soft voice carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
Sounds
Her
pitch
voice.
shifted up.
It's somehow even more beautiful than last time. I can hear wedding bells already.
Slow your roll, guy.
I've held my tongue till now, but you're taking this a little too far. We barely even know the princess. We can still do right by her without all this over-the-top fawning. Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love. Just remember that her charms are all part of the manipulation.
Manipulation of what?
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall.
My love, we're here to rescue you from your unjust and foul imprisonment.
You know she can't hear you, right?
You just say it.
She may not be able to hear my words, but surely she can hear my spirit.
It would have been really funny if that was an option to say.
Plenty loud, all right.
It's you, my dashing hero. I was so worried you wouldn't come back.
Did you hear that? She said we're dashing.
And she called us a hero. Flattery really goes a long way with the two of you, doesn't it?
That is funny.
Waiting for you to come back. I didn't want to believe your ravings back in the woods, but this is next to incontrovertible evidence. You've been here before.
Shut up. No, we haven't.
That's right, villain. And you killed us. Well, she killed us. Only because he made us try and kill her. It was self-defense. Our beloved's hands remain unstained by cruelty.
And you've died before. So an entire world has been damned to oblivion. I'd really hoped I'd be the first, but what's done is done. What matters is you have a chance to do it right this time.
We damned a whole world. But everything reset.
Nothing resets, you're just somewhere else. And you can't keep hopping between worlds forever. Especially not without leaving a trail of incomprehensible devastation behind you. This is horrible.
All this is true. I will note that as far as we can tell, there's only two people in this whole world. It's me and the princess. You're just a voice in my head. What's a good thing to say? I'm sorry about what happened last time. The narrator who sent me here to kill you took over my body. It was extremely unfair.
If another version of me was pushed to such drastic action, it was for good reason.
That's okay. You were just doing your best, and that's all that matters.
I think success has something to do with what matters as well.
She took that in stride. To a surprising extent. An almost unsettling extent, actually.
That's because she's perfect.
Do you think she has someone like him telling her what to do? She doesn't. There's no one else like me.
I think he's right, because I like it better if she doesn't have some horrid little voice like him, always trying to drive her to violence.
I'm going to save here, because, I will. These are from my old, like, before the Pristine cut was out. These are, like, from, as you can tell, from, like, a year ago. So I don't need them. What happened after I died?
You died, and now we're talking.
Okay. You killed me last time and it hurt a lot. Why did you do that?
I'm sorry. Didn't you want me to?
Did we?
We warned her of the cruel forces seizing our body. That's practically telling her to kill us. She is our beloved, and she made the choice to free us of our misery, to show us mercy and make the best decision for everyone.
She could have just ran. Oh, wait, no, she couldn't have because the door was locked. Never mind. Yeah, she did the best decision.
She made the best decision for her. Don't be so quick to assign kindness. You're just opening yourself up to manipulation.
Shut up, narrator. Oh, whoops, that was an accident. But before we started talking, did the world end? Did you end the world?
I don't know. Was I supposed to have ended the world? Would that have made you happy?
Isn't that just like our darling princess? She wants to make us happy. My heart melts further with every word that passes through her beautiful lips.
Are you listening to her? That's a confession.
Confession of what? He didn't even say that she did it. I have no feelings one way or the other about the world ending.
At least you're being honest. I can't believe that the fate of the entire world has been left in the hands of a nihilist.
That is not... I don't have any opinions about this world because, as I said, there's clearly only two people in it. It's me and her.
The princess shifts in uncomfortable confusion.
Me too. I don't care.
She wasn't confused for long.
If she doesn't care, then clearly she didn't end the world. It would take a great desire for evil to do something so inconceivable, and our dearest has not an ounce of cruelty within her. All is well, and it's high time we rescued our beloved.
I didn't bring a knife. Do I have to cut you out again?
I'm okay with whatever you come up with. You can cut my arm off again.
Okay. I'm not really into that.
We won't be laying a finger on her perfect wrists, and indeed, we won't even have to. Do you see how dainty her hands are? We'll be able to slip her right out with no harm done.
What? No, she's a prisoner here. You can't just slip her hand through the chains. Why are you two arguing over the logistics of slipping her hand out of her shackles? She just said she'd be okay with any idea we came up with. Am I the only one here who thinks that's weird?
Maybe she's just really into us.
She didn't care last time. Why should she care this time? That's our stoic, smiling angel.
No, you're right. It's extremely bizarre behavior and further evidence that she's a monster who's not to be trusted. So go ahead and slay her.
No matter what she does, you're gonna say that she's a horrible monster. This doesn't look like a monster to me. Let's rescue the princess.
No, I can't let you do that. If you take another step towards the princess,
You'll what? Take over our body and force us to try and kill her?
I would if you had a weapon.
Not on my watch, villain. My passions contain titanic depths, and if you try anything that might harm our dearest, I will end our life without a second thought.
You wouldn't.
I would.
I believe
I'd
him.
listen to him if I were you. He has a lot of strong feelings. And doesn't the world end if we don't stop her? You approach the princess and gingerly slide her hand from her bindings. That shouldn't have worked. I'll be damned. We're doomed. I can't believe it. But I guess I have to.
I told you, there's no life more worth living than that of a true believer.
Apparently, if you can control the
You're not
world.
trying to kill me this time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
The princess jumps up and smothers you in a joyful embrace. Ugh.
Does the narrator hate love?
If only you had a weapon, one slip of the wrist and your pristine blade would be buried in her back and everyone out there would be saved. Luckily for Mr. Romance, we don't have a weapon.
Who needs a weapon when we have the power of love on our side?
What do we do now?
I don't know. Take over the world. What do you want to do?
Let me guess. End the world?
Spoken with the rank cynicism of someone who has never felt love in his heart.
I don't actually know. Nobody's ever asked me what I wanted before.
She doesn't even know what she wants. You may have had her all wrong. What if this whole thing is just a misunderstanding? What if she doesn't want to end the world? You're so gullible. Is the only thing you've ever doubted the actual truth?
I think I want to leave. And I think...
The princess closes her eyes in deep reflection, and then she shrugs.
I don't know. What do you want to do?
I want you to tell me what you want.
I just want to make you happy.
Okay.
She can't just want to make us happy.
It makes sense to me. That's all I want for her, so of course she'd want the same for us.
Oh my god, I keep pressing the wrong button. But what would make you happy? Wait, how about... I want you to make me unhappy? That's funny. But you need your own thing. You just met me. You can't base your entire happiness around me.
Okay, if that's what makes you happy.
Is she broken? What's going on? What's going on is she's lying to you, only she isn't a good liar. Are you starting to trust me now?
I don't know, she's just getting more and more like how to draw manga. I want you to make me unhappy.
Okay, if that's what makes you happy, I can make you unhappy.
This isn't right. I don't know what's going on, but this isn't right.
I fail to see the problem here. She's just sweet on us. You don't have to act like it's a big deal.
Okay, clearly something is happening here and I'm very scared. What if we just don't do anything? What if we just stay here? Nobody gets hurt and we just figure out a way to be happy together. I like that. Also, I feel like that's new, but I'm not entirely sure.
Oh, is that really what you want? If you think that would make you happy, then...
Her eyes dart uncomfortably to the corners of the room.
I guess we could do that.
Well, at least she's normal again.
Okay, yeah, this is new.
Normal again? Can't you tell she's sad? She's distraught. This is unacceptable.
It's unacceptable to be happy together here.
But she can't be unhappy about staying with us. Can she? No. It has to be him. It has to be this place. If we just made these walls more fitting for a princess, if we just say the right things, if we just showed her the contents of our heart, she'd be happy here.
Why are you crazy? I just want to be happy.
As the voice thinks its thought, your hands raise, fingers pointing towards your chest, and then... What? No, you absolutely do not do that.
You're right. I agree with the narrator for once.
Oh, but I do.
What? What is he doing?
We can't see unless you tell us.
Tell us some lies.
Are you sure you want to know? I suppose I can't stall forever. You plunge your nails into your chest, digging deep, grasping for a handhold. And you find it, your fingers curling around your ribs.
Oh no, what are you doing? Are you okay? You can't do that and be okay.
Time out. He should not be allowed to do that. He's not the decider. And yet, it's done, isn't it?
But why? Why would you do this?
It will be soon. You yank violently, your bones cracking with wet pops as you pull yourself apart inch by painful inch. Your exposed heart, framed by jagged ribs, thumps rhythmically in your raw, bloodied chest. The loosened, threads of your body unfurling to cover the surface of the room.
Okay.
Don't mind my sacrifice. It's a fair price to pay to give her everything she doesn't know she wants.
I want the Smitten to explain himself here. What is even his thought process exactly?
Oh, I see. You're trying to tell me something.
Okay, yeah. Explain this to me.
It's beautiful.
Oh, okay.
The princess, mesmerized, reaches towards your beating heart, and then everything goes dark and we die. Yes.
Oh. Happily ever after.
You're on a path in the woods. Mate, we're clearly already in the cabin.
This is the most opulent cabin in the world.
Excuse me? You're clearly... Oh. Huh. So you are. How do you know about the cabin? I didn't get to the cabin part of my opening monologue yet. We've been here before. Well, not here, but I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. You knew about the loop-in last time. Not that he was eager to divulge that.
Why are we paranoid?
Right on cue, here's the new guy. Welcome! I can't say I'm happy to be here. This is a bad place. All stale and wrong. Can't you feel it?
No.
Okay, yes, I get it. You've been here before. That's terrible. You know that, right? Because the only reason you would have been here before is if you failed in whatever world you'd come from. Meaning you doomed an entire other reality. But I'm sure since you're so well-travelled, you know that, yes?
I only know what you tell me.
We know that you keep telling us that, but we've never seen a world end. As far as I'm concerned, that whole conversation is just noise. And I'm stuck on a better question. Where's the other one?
I like this guy. This guy knows what's up.
The other one? Yeah, a certain lovesick fool has been suspiciously quiet. One might even say, absent.
Did he steal my happy ending?
Oh, you're right. It's a little quiet here, isn't it? Maybe that's one of the rules. Maybe only one bonus voice is allowed to be here at a time. Bonus voice? I'm just as important as you are. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. All I'm saying is that it's my third time here and it's your first. You're not unwelcome, but from my perspective, you're definitely bonus. I'm going to describe the room now.
You do that.
The interior of the cabin is vast and regal. High arched windows line the walls, their multicoloured glass casting kaleidoscopic patterns across the stone floor. An iron chandelier hangs from the vaulted ceiling, its many candles lit with flickering light, vaguely illuminating the massive room. This is a house fit for royalty.
Makes sense.
Before you, there isn't a blade, is there? That's not good.
Perfect. Does it matter if the blade's here? We didn't use it last time, and the time before that, she used it to kill us. So none of you are going to talk about the mirror. Let's do the first one.
I see your point, but it's still an option that's been taken away from us. I don't like losing options.
We can just reload if we lose any options.
Yes, and it's an important one. It's your implement. You're going to need it if you want to do this right. And the fact that you're here, right now, again, means that you have not yet done this right.
I really like this this line here, this paragraph, because it's just a repeat of what he's normally says the first time around.
But it's not there, is it? We don't even get the choice. So, what are we supposed to do?
Supposed to have our happy ending. That's what I want.
Don't actually know. I'm sure it'll turn up somewhere. It has to. It's part of the whole structure of this place, I think. At the very least, it's important.
So none of you are going to talk about the mirror.
Oh, I see it. I've just been preoccupied with everything else going on. Like the fact that we can rip our own heart out without deciding that's what we're going to do.
Well, part of us decided to do it. I don't know why.
What happened to you last time? How did that even work? You better not do it again. Lucky for you, the one who did it is the one who's gone. Wonderful. Moving on, I have no idea what you're talking about. There is no mirror. There's only the stained glass windows, the empty table where your blade should be, and the door to the basement. You said that last time too, but that hasn't stopped it from showing up again. Or moving. Mirror or no mirror, the door to the basement, your only way forward, is just on the other side of the room. How about you walk over there?
Let's do that. Wait, I can turn around and leave? Huh. Okay. I'm gonna save. Here. Because I definitely want to try that, just not right now. We're gonna approach the mirror.
You cross the room, stopping just in front of the door to the basement. What is this about that supposed mirror? Just reach forward and fumble around a bit. I'm sure you'll find the handle. Well, shall we have a look at ourselves? Maybe it won't go away this time.
At least there's a handle, it's not just a hole. Reach forward.
You reach forward, your hand instinctively wrapping around the handle. Figures. And then you push the door open. Marvellous. We can proceed. It would seem that the stairs to the basement don't lead to a basement at all. Rather, they go up. They're draped in fine carpet too, one that feels pleasantly soft against your feet. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably... no, it doesn't work here at all. This place is nice.
That's very funny.
It's fancy, even. I have to say, whatever you did in your previous lives, I deeply dislike how much it's thrown me off my rhythm.
I'm very glad to see something new. I really like this, especially because I had been complaining, such as it is, about this particular line showing up 800 times in the same tone. I like that they put this in here. That's very good.
Well, if all of this has thrown you off your rhythm so much, then maybe we don't have to slay the princess. No, you absolutely do. Just because she lives in a nice house doesn't mean she doesn't pose a direct threat to all of reality. It's in her very nature. Am I the only one who remembers how much she changed last time? Does she even have a nature? That is precisely why she poses a threat. I don't know, she got weird for a second, yeah, but she didn't change that. We have to move on. This is a wildly dangerous line of reasoning.
Why?
No, you can't just say that and not... Her voice, gentle and warm, with an undercurrent of fatigue, rolls down the stairs.
You're home. Dinner's ready.
Oh good, dinner.
As much as I desperately want to know what happened last time, we are not going to examine it. The more we think, the worse this gets. Why are you so on edge? This is much nicer than what we're used to. I'd like to have dinner. Dinner sounds nice.
Yeah, I agree.
That is the problem. This isn't supposed to be nice, and she's supposed to be a prisoner. I need to stop talking. I need to stop talking. Just go upstairs, okay? And don't eat the food.
I'm going to eat all the food. She made it for me. It is dinner.
This hall, like the one below, is grand and beautiful. Torches bathe the room in warm, comforting light, just enough to illuminate the tapestries along every wall, woven with scenes of chivalry and courtship and romance. The many cloth eyes are fixed on each other, gazes averted from the long table in the center of the room, the princess seated at its far end.
One of these images looks like I'm a deer or something. Why are we on opposite ends?
Your pristine blade glints in the weak torchlight, hanging from a golden chain around the princess's neck.
I didn't even notice that.
So that's where it is. And the tip is already pointed right at her heart. Okay, everything is falling back into place. All you have to do is cross the room, push down a little, and the entire world is saved. That's easy.
Why would I do that?
Isn't that suspiciously easy? There has to be a twist. There has to be something waiting for us. You saw what happened to her last time. She's not what she seems.
Stop ruining this.
You're here. Now we can start being happy together. Why don't you sit down? Wouldn't that be nice?
Yes, it would be.
As the words leave her mouth, the torches flare and a chair swings in from behind, knocking your legs out from under you. You're forcibly seated at the head of the table.
I was gonna sit on my own, thank you.
Isn't that better? It is better, right?
I'm gonna save again. Let's just keep saving. What is this place?
It's our happy ending, just like you asked for. It's everything we're supposed to have ever wanted.
Supposed to, huh? What are we supposed to do now?
Oh, right, dinner. I totally forgotten about it.
Flames burn bright and a shadow dives across the table. In its wake, it leaves a feast.
This is I don't think I can eat all this, I'm sorry. Do we have a refrigerator or something?
Go ahead and dig in. I'm sure you're hungry.
Yeah, let's eat.
Remember what I said.
He's not a fairy. Fuck off.
Oh, but
It looks so amazing, and after everything we've been through, we could really use a break. Are you sure we need to be so concerned?
I'm not sure about anything, and that's the problem.
For what it's worth, I generally don't think one should trust strange food that magically appears on a table. But nothing here is exactly what I expected it to be, so make of that what you will.
I will, thank you. Alright, let's eat.
You begin to feast, and the princess follows suit, her soft smile never fading. The food is more exquisite than you ever could have imagined. You sample countless otherworldly dishes, sauces and bread and hearty stews whose tastes dance across your tongue.
I don't like that adjective, otherworldly, in this context.
You tear at hunks of meat practically melting from the bone, juicy and tender and bursting with flavors you could scarcely begin to describe. Your cup fills itself again and again with a flowery nectar so sweet it tastes like glimmering jewels.
Like what, hard and sharp and like cutting into my flesh as I eat them?
This really is perfect, isn't it?
I just wanted to eat
It is
food.
the best meal you've ever had.
Probably the only meal I've ever had.
But then it's over, and you're just as hungry as when you began.
Makes sense.
Wasn't that perfect? We should do it again.
The shadow washes across the table, clearing and replating. The feast is once again laid before you. The food is good. Again. You tear into golden crispy flesh, dab at the slurry of aromatic sauces on your plate with thick-crusted bread, sip your goblet of sparkling gems. But you have done this already. And then it's over. And you're just as hungry as when you began.
Maybe if you'd stop describing me as hungry.
You're still hungry too, right? I know this wasn't as good as it was last time, but we just have to do it again. That's all. It'll be perfect if we just do it again.
So the shadow sweeps over the table, clearing the old and laying out the new. And so you do it again. The meat is fine, the bread is fine. You sample the side dishes and they're fine too. You finish your goblet, the liquid within no longer glimmering on your palate, instead leaving your mouth coated in a tacky film. You put it down and it fills again. You do not drink more. So we had a mediocre meal. It's not a big deal.
There are other things to do with this table other than eat. We could play a board game or something.
That's
yeah.
the trap. It wasn't mediocre at first. It's trending down.
We're just getting used to it.
We're just getting a little sick of it. So what? We just have to try something new. I'm sure we won't be stuck eating the same meal forever. Regardless of quality, it's over again, and you're just as hungry as when you began. Again.
No, something was wrong that time. But maybe I was just tasting it wrong. It looks just as good as it did the first time. It shouldn't taste like this.
Again, the shadow replaces your feast, and again you eat. The meat is greasy. The bread is tough, its crust hurting your jaw as you chew. The grey vegetables are barely worth the effort of picking through. You don't even touch the goblet, its sickly sweet aroma utterly unappealing. I am so tired of eating. At least you still have the memory of how good it was the first time, right?
Why are you trying to console me here?
I'm so tired of this.
As the words leave her mouth, one of the torches on the wall sputters and then goes out entirely.
What just happened? Did I do something wrong?
A light went out. Maybe a coincidence. But maybe not.
As if in response to the dousing of their brother, the other 3 torches blaze brighter, their flames licking at the walls. Their shadows deepen, dancing angrily across the stone.
I don't think you did anything wrong. I think you just said something you wanted to say. I don't think you did anything wrong. I think you just said something you wanted to say. Why do I keep doing that?
It was wrong. I took away a piece of our light. I'm not supposed to do that. I don't want him to be upset with me.
Ah, I see. You said he. Who is he?
He's the voice that whispers sweet nothings in my ear. I think he made this place for us.
It all makes sense now. It's him, isn't it? He's making all this happen. He's the one who trapped us here. Who? The lovesick one, the one from last time. He's not gone. He's just with her now. He's the shadow.
Let's see. Hey, Smitten, you were real chatty last time. Don't you have anything to say?
Smitten?
The torches flare and the shadow grows for a moment, but you don't receive a response. No, I saw him smile. That's him.
I think it's interesting that of new content, they decided to make this guy, who's like the best guy, into a bad guy.
Regardless, it would seem that he, if there is a he, isn't something you can talk to.
He says his words are just for me, but he wants me to ask. Isn't this enough? Isn't this what you wanted him to do?
Not so repetitive.
He says he's tired. I don't think he'll answer anything else you have to say.
Let's see. Well, we ate. What are we supposed to do now?
I don't know. Maybe we could play a game.
Oh, that's what I suggested. Let's do that.
Yeah, that's exactly what we should do.
Great.
The flames roar and the shadow comes dancing across the table. It leaves behind an intricate game. Its pieces elegant and beautiful and enticing, its simple rules already apparent, even with little explanation.
Well, that sounds boring.
We can probably work together to figure this out as we go. That sounds like a lot of fun, right?
Yes, let's do that.
Another waste of time. Why all the distractions? What are we being distracted from? That's the real game. I feel like I'm 2 steps behind.
I want to play a game with the princess.
You're overthinking it, mate. I feel like this is just something to do. We might as well try to have some fun. You and the princess do indeed figure it out as you go. And what a game it is. The tension between turns, the triumphant highs of moves well placed, and the tragic lows of miscalculations and careless plays. The warmth of trust and the cool texture of deception. And then, the climax, as she places her final piece.
Oh, I think we got the rules wrong.
Why?
And so you start over.
Is it because she won? That's fine, we can just play again.
Time passes. You play the game. You win.
Great, let's play again.
Hey! Will you look at that?
Oh, you won. I guess we can play again.
Sure, we'll do it one more time.
Time passes. You play the game. She wins.
Let's play a different game now.
Oh, I won. I guess we can play again.
We don't have to play the same game over and over. We can play different games.
There is a long pause, and the board does not reset.
This isn't fun anymore, is it?
It's because it's the same game. You can't play the same game over and over.
It's never going to stay fun. You don't need me to tell you that it isn't. Oh.
Variety is the spice of life.
The princess visibly panics as another torch sputters.
Wait. Maybe this is just too easy. Maybe if we added more rules and pieces, it would be fun again.
Yeah. The game's just a little simple. We can make it fun again. The shadow descends on the board once again. More pieces are added, their shapes more intricate, their purposes less immediately clear, and the two of you set about discovering the complexities of the game anew.
Great.
And so you do. And it is fun again. In fact, it's almost as fun as the first time you played, and the sputtering torch roars back to life.
Great.
But then you get used to the additions, and the feeling starts to fade. A creeping numbness settling in over the board. More pieces are added. The feelings flare. The feelings fade. The princess suggests new rules. A glimmer of what could have been excitement flits through your mind, quickly vanishing as the game progresses. Your pieces advance in an ever-increasing slog to their destination. Winning and losing become nothing but ends, and even the end becomes nothing as you roll over into a new game, the board resetting as many times as you can finish, till finally...
I'm out of ideas. I'm actually out of ideas this time. I don't think I can play anymore.
Yeah, I agree.
As the words leave the princess's mouth, another torch goes out. Again, the remaining flames burn brighter, and the shadow dances faster.
I'm happy, I promise. We're both so happy here. You don't have to be upset.
Yeah, you don't have to be upset. Just because it's not perfect at all moments, at every time, doesn't mean that this isn't fine.
Is awful. I think we all know that we're not happy. We just have to admit it to ourselves.
I think we just need to get rid of this guy. Let's see. Are you actually happy here?
The princess starts to hyperventilate, her quick breaths punctuating the uncomfortable silence between you.
Yes! Why wouldn't I be? Let's not talk about it.
Said the hostage. Okay, so we've eaten, we've played games, now what?
I don't know. But we can't do those other things anymore, can we? Maybe we can just spend time together?
I like that idea.
Princess smiles as the two of you wait. Come on, there has to be a way out of this. This can't be the rest of our lives. This can't be forever.
Why would the rest of our lives be forever?
And wait. We live in a changing world. We know that. Something has to happen. And wait. You keep saying that, but we can't wait forever. There is no waiting forever. And wait.
I can't do this anymore.
Oh. No. Oh no. The third torch sputters out. The princess's shadow dances furiously against the far wall.
There's just one left. What's going to happen when it goes out?
Why don't we find out?
I'm too scared to say. What if my answer is what blows it out?
If you could do anything in the world, what would it be? If your answer would blow it out, then it needs to be blown out. Let's do the first one.
I think I'd like to dance under the stars.
Let's go do that. Sounds fun.
Sounds lovely.
But there aren't any stars here. I'd have to leave.
As she says that, the shadow rushes forward and tightens its grip on her wrists.
I'm not happy here. I don't think I ever was.
The princess sobs, burying her face in her hands as the final torch blows out.
Well, this sucks. You can open your eyes. I'm still here, you know.
She raises her head, mascara trailing down her cheeks.
Is that how you pronounce it? Mascara? Thought it was mascara.
So you are. It's dark in here, isn't it?
The princess's eyes dart to the floor.
Well, we can't sit here forever. That part of us is over.
The princess pushes herself from her chair, and you instinctively do the same, waiting by the top of the stairs as she quietly crosses the room.
Do you still care about me?
Of course I do. I don't think I'll ever stop. Whatever we had between us wasn't real. This is real. It's one of these two I want to choose. This one's good too. I don't know if I ever have, but maybe I can now. Let's do the first one.
Oh, I wasn't expecting you to say that. I still care about you, too, so maybe this wasn't all bad. but I don't think this place is for us anymore. I think we need to go.
Offer her your hand.
As the princess steps towards the stairs, you offer her your hand. The corners of her mouth curl into a demure smile.
What was with that sound?
And she gently takes your hand in hers. She's cold and a little clammy, but her skin against yours is the most real thing you have ever felt. You're offering surprisingly little resistance. If we leave the cabin, doesn't that end the world?
It does, if he's telling the truth.
Yes, well, I've seen my fairy tale ending, and I think there might be worse things than the end of the world.
Oh, that is so good. That's such a good fucking, oh man, that's so good.
Really was just all meaningless blather then, wasn't it?
Think what you will. I'm done fighting. You and the princess don't exchange words as you descend the stairs to the cabin's entrance. And then the two of you step out into the world. I think this is the end of me, even if it's not the end of you. I hope this was worth it. Genuinely, I do. He's really gone, isn't he?
Yeah. There's an itching in the back of my head that feels like it's finally been scratched. No more shadowy figures yanking at our strings. No more strings. I guess we're free.
The stars are so beautiful.
The quiet moment passes over you, a comfortable quiet.
I meant it when I said I wanted to dance.
He gently pulls you forward, and the two of you fall into graceful step. The only rhythm that guides you is the shared thumping of your hearts beating in perfect unison. Her face, worn and tired, brightens the faster you move, a soft, sad smile widening and widening until it reflects only genuine affection. You send her out in a wild spin and your arms stretch to their limits, only the tenuous grasp of your hand and hers holding you together. You share a gaze that feels like it lasts forever.
Thank you for taking me here. This is nice, even if it's a little cold outside.
But you do not get the chance to respond. Something has taken her away, and it's left something else in her place.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And is that a mirror? Why is it here? Why now?
I don't know where she went, and I don't know how we'd even go about looking for her.
You're right. She's gone. It's just us and that awful thing. I should feel better with her gone. But I don't.
I think I'm supposed to look at the mirror.
There's something dreadful about it. I don't think you should. It's calling us. And not in a good way.
Approach the
I'm begging
mirror.
you, don't do this.
Ignore him. You approach the mirror. Gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone, but the mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in it. It's you. It's a very unflattering look at myself. You are alone in a place that is empty. It is quiet here. Proceed to the cabin. You are at the cabin. Approach her.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
Fragile. I like that pronunciation. What are you?
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
I don't know. Solitary lights, what do you mean?
Thoughts without connections. A dim and nascent network. I wish to be more.
What do you think I am?
I think that you are like me. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
The gift of a fragile vessel.
Yes, nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond, perspectives to make my own.
This one is a songbird in a cage of gilded shadows. She will make for an honest heart. Do not mourn her. She has finally learned to sing for herself.
Are you what sent me to slay the princess? Are you what trapped me here?
I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free.
Do you know the narrator?
You are the only thing I have ever known. The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us.
I'm so glad she didn't say it was liminal. Do you know about the worlds beyond this place?
I know only that they are.
Are you the princess?
She is part of me, and part of me is her.
But were you always the princess, or are you just making her a part of yourself?
You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
Yes, it does. Do we know each other?
You are familiar, but you are not me. I feel sadness, longing, hope as I witness you.
Is this the end of the world?
How can the world have ended if we are talking?
That makes a good point. Let her out of there. I feel like since I've waited this long to say this, it just sounds funny, like if you think of this as a real conversation.
I'm sorry. There are some changes that can never be undone. There are some tears that can never be unshed. This is not a place that can hold a fragment of a concept. The moment she arrived here, she was going to return to me. I promise that it doesn't hurt.
What happens now?
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
Aren't you scared that I'll find a way to kill you?
I have not lived. I am not afraid to die.
Yeah, you say that until you don't get anything. How much will I forget?
Everything. Until we meet again.
How many more pieces of you do I have to find?
More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home.
And what if I don't let you do this to me?
Then we will be here forever, as we are now. Unfinished, dry, hollow.
I was sent to slay the princess to stop her from destroying the world. If I help you, is that what you're going to do?
You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape, to remold.
You're being semantic. What are you going to do if I help you?
How can I know? I am flickers in something sprawling and unilluminated.
I'm gonna save here. I'm gonna save here because I'm actually going to go back to some of my other options. Let's turn around and leave.
As you foolishly turn to leave the cabin and abandon the world to its ruination, you're... Oh, isn't that convenient? As you turn around, you're faced with a solid wall. There isn't a way out. It would appear that you're stuck here until you find a resolution to our princess problem.
Okay,
Yes,
well, that's funny.
It's very convenient, isn't it?
I assure you, I'm just as surprised as you are. Can't you hear the relief in my voice? I wouldn't be relieved if I was the one who set this up. I would have known you were stuck here from the beginning. Look, it doesn't matter who put that wall there, because it's there. The only thing for you to do now is find the princess and, ideally, find your weapon while you're at it.
Okay.
With nowhere to go but forward, you turn back around, leaving the non-existent exit behind you.
Well, so much for that. That's pretty good. Excuse me, get up.
But as you attempt to
I
get
can't.
up, the torches flare and shadowed hands pin your wrists to the arms of your too comfortable seat.
Do I have this guy behind me too?
There will be no getting up. There will be no attempts to slay her. The princess smiles.
Oh, yeah, don't worry about it. That's just how it works here. We don't have to go anywhere anymore. We have everything we need.
Okay,
He just wants us to be happy.
I see. You said he. Who is he? We've already answered that. You mentioned dinner at the start of this. You mentioned dinner on the stairs. Well, she didn't mention dinner on the stairs. She mentioned dinner existed. It would be very strange to have dinner on the stairs.
Oh, right, dinner. I totally forgot about it.
Flames burn bright and a shadow dives across.
Go ahead and...
Remember what? But I'm not sure about it.
For what it's worth.
Let's refuse her hospitality.
Oh. But you were the one who asked about it.
Yeah.
Sorry. That was snippy.
Nope, that was true.
It's okay. It's okay. We can figure something else out. Think. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine.
My God.
This isn't fine. This isn't fine at all.
As the words leave her mouth, one of the torches on the wall sputters and then goes out entirely.
That was faster.
What just happened? Did I do something wrong?
A light went out. Maybe a coincidence. But maybe not. And if they all go out, there won't be any shadows left to hold us.
Nice.
Won't there be
well, that was
more
obvious
shadow?
before, but we're going for a different.
No. Just darkness without a shape.
And then it won't be able to hold you any longer. You'll be able to do what you're supposed to.
Shut up, narrator.
As if in response to the dousing of their brother, the other three torches blaze brighter, their flames licking at the walls. Their shadows deepen, dancing angrily across the stone.
Forget about the food. What should we do now?
I don't know. Maybe we could play a game. Yeah, that's exactly what we should do.
The flames roar and the shadow comes.
We can probably work together to figure this out as we go.
Yet another waste of time. Why all the
You're overthinking it, mate. I feel like this is just something you and the princess do indeed figure it out as you go.
Okay, so we just
What a game it is.
are playing the
tension
game.
Between turns,
I can't refuse
the triumphant highs of moves.
Oh,
This is awful.
Yes, it is.
It's him, isn't it? He's making all of this happen. He's the one who trapped us here. Who? The lovesick one, the one from last time. He's not gone. He's just with her now. He's the shadow.
Okay, so if I don't ask about it, we just figure this out later. That's cool. Do we actually have everything we need? Because it doesn't feel like it. It feels like
we've been given everything someone else has told us we wanted. But it isn't what we want.
yeah.
The third torch sputters out. The princess's shadow dances furiously against the far wall.
There's just one left. What's going to happen when it goes out?
How about we don't have to let it go out? I don't feel like it's appropriate considering the direction this is taken, so I'll try that later. What do you think will happen?
I'm too scared to say. What if my answer
Didn't I
is
pick
we
this one the
close it
last
out?
time? Yes, I did. How stupid of me. If your answer would blow it out, then it needs to be blown out.
It does, doesn't it? Then that's my answer.
The princess sobs, burying her face in her hands as the final torch blows out.
Well, this sucks. I think that's still funny. I'm sorry, I feel like all of this is my fault.
She raises her head, mascara trailing down her cheeks.
Your fault. We were all just trying to make things work here. It just didn't happen that way. I don't think this is the sort of thing anybody needs to apologize for. Even if we both feel empty. Even if an important part of us is gone.
The princess's eyes dart to the floor.
Well, we can't sit here forever. That part of us is over. Do you still care about me?
I do, but we're gonna slay the princess.
Are you sure you want to do that?
Isn't this what you wanted us to do from the beginning?
It is. I think I might have made a terrible mistake.
Oh, really?
A terrible mistake? You sold this as her being a threat to the entire world. Was that a lie? No, it wasn't. I'm just not sure the world I want is worth it. This is some sort of trick. You're trying to use reverse psychology on us. Or what if this is reverse psychology? Think what you will. I'm only here to guide you. You're the one who makes the decisions.
If you let me make the decisions, we wouldn't be here in the first place. You're right, what was I thinking? Don't get gold feet now. This is for the good of everyone. I'm saving the world here. We'll do that one.
The princess doesn't try to flee as murderous intent settles into your eyes. Nor does she resist as you wrap your fingers around the blade dangling from her neck. As the weapon sinks deep into her heart, all she manages are 3 muttered words.
It's finally over.
I didn't think it would be so awful to help you see this through, but all of this was for a reason. The world is better off without her.
No, it's not. Fuck you.
I really hope that's true. We'll never know, will we?
I feel cool. But I guess I've felt that way for a long, long time.
Refuse her hospitality.
It's okay. It's okay. We can figure something else out. Think.
This time I didn't tell her where's the dinner. You'd mentioned dinner at the stairs, so she just removes that line. It's just a torch, don't worry about it. We still have plenty of light.
Yeah. We just have to keep the rest lit, and everything will be okay.
The princess's eyes dart to the floor.
We should do something fun. Wouldn't that be nice?
We just finished playing all these games. Was that not fun? This is a weird game, I just realized. It has like a tower of cards.
How about...
The princess's face drops as she pauses mid-sentence.
Would you look at that? I'm out of ideas.
She's saying different things, but I don't know what I did to change it.
The 3rd torch sputters out. The princess's shadow dances furiously against the far wall.
There's just one left. What's going to happen when it goes out?
Let's see here. We don't have to let it go out.
The princess turns to face the final torch, eyeing it with an empty but gentle fondness.
Wouldn't that be nice? I love the little life we've built, and I hope it never ends.
And it doesn't end, and the flame burns brightly. And it doesn't end, and the flame burns brightly, gray, eternal.
I suppose all our worry was for nothing. It's just playing pretend. There's nothing wrong with that.
It's always been cold here, hasn't it?
This is interesting. I did not expect this. Whatever the shadows have been showing us isn't real. We need to see what happens when the lights go out.
We do, don't we? I'm not happy here. I don't think I ever was.
The princess sobs, burying her face in her hands as the final torch blows out.
Okay, let's see. I've done this one. I've done that one. Why are you crying? I feel empty. Why are you crying?
She raises her head, mascara trailing down her cheeks.
I don't know. It feels like an important part of me is gone, but I'm still here. I don't know what to do with that. I don't know how I'm supposed to pick up the pieces.
The princess's eyes dart to the floor.
Well, we can't sit here forever. That part of us is over.
The princess pushes herself from her chair, and you
Do you still care about me?
No.
I guess neither of us really know what it means to care about each other. Do we? Maybe
I don't like
we'll learn
that.
to, eventually. Or, well, maybe we won't. But either way, we aren't going to figure it out here. I think it's time to leave. Come on.
As in, I don't like saying that. The writing's fine. This is
Even if
where
it's not
she
the
never
end of
told me what
I hope this
about
was
dancing
worth
under
it.
the stars. So let's see what's different.
Genuinely, I do. He's really gone, isn't he? Yeah. There's an itching.
The stars are so beautiful.
A quiet moment passes over you, a comfortable quiet.
Thank you for taking me here. This is nice.
Okay,
even
so
if
you
it's
just
a
don't
little cold
dance.
outside.
Looks like I knocked it out of the park the first time. What just happened? Did you make the torch go out?
I didn't mean to. I promise. Everything is fine. Everything is fine.
Oh, it makes it sound like we're blaming her. Let's just continue. Say
I
nothing.
can't do this anymore.
The princess sobs, burying her face in her hands as the final torch blows out.
How about I save here? I feel like nothing is left here other than like seeing what all these say, so. So that's that, huh?
She raises her head, mascara trailing down her cheeks.
Yeah, I guess that's that. I can't believe it's over. It felt like it was supposed to last forever.
Whatever we had between us wasn't real. This is real. Let's do that.
I don't know what this is.
So even this like minor interaction has different dialogue, and I know it doesn't matter, but it's good that it's there. It's us.
We can be us anywhere. And I think we're both done with being who this place makes us, so I guess it's time for us to leave.
Okay. Are you okay? That's like the dumbest line ever. Let's say it.
She raises her head, mascara trailing down her cheeks.
No, it feels like an important part of me is gone. But I'm still here. I don't know what to do with that. I don't know how I'm
That's
supposed
a
to pick up
repeat
the
from
pieces.
before. This is real.
I don't know what this is.
I'd like to find out.
Me too. And I don't think we're going to find anything here. So, I guess it's time for us to leave.
Well, this sucks.
She raises her head, mascara trailing down her cheeks.
Yeah, it really, really does.
This is real.
I don't know what this is.
Neither do I.
Then maybe we need to find out for ourselves. Maybe it's time for us to leave.
Nothing's changed. We're just sitting in the dark.
She raises her head, mascara trailing down her cheeks.
That's a really nice way of putting things. But it is a little different, isn't it?
When she says it's a nice way of putting things, I assume she means it is a appropriate way rather than, like, kind. Because I didn't feel that line was particularly kind.
It's quiet now. There's no more voice telling me how much he loves me.
That's probably for the best.
The princess's eyes dart to the floor.
Okay, let's, we still have one more of these chit check.
I don't know what this is.
Which is to say nothing.
Yeah, it's time for us to leave.
Oh, I guess she heard me. There's just one more thing to check. Slay the princess. Also say nothing. We'll say nothing first.
The princess's eyes dart to the floor.
Well, we can't sit here
Okay,
forever.
so she just doesn't say anything. That makes
part of us
sense
is
if we
over.
don't say anything. I'm not sure I've ever had a chance to figure out how I feel about you. I've just wanted to leave since the moment I found myself in the woods.
Then maybe that's what we should do. Leave.
Now let's slay the princess.
You sure you want to do that?
Yeah, let's do it right
Isn't
here.
this what you wanted us to do from the beginning?
It is. I think I might have made a terrible mistake.
A terrible mistake? You sold this as her being a threat to the entire world. Was that a lie?
No, it wasn't. I'm just not sure the world I want is worth it.
This is some sort of trick.
You think what you will.
I mean, this is the same as last time, but the situation's different. So I don't know if it'll, I know what I decided to do.
The princess doesn't try to flee as you cross the room, murderous intent settling into your eyes. All she does is stand to face you. She offers no resistance as your fingers wrap around the blade dangling from her neck. As the weapon sinks deep into her heart, all she manages are 3 muttered words.
It's finally over.
I didn't think it would be so awful to help you see this through, but all of this was for a reason. The world is better off, Lando.
Nope, wrong.
I really hope that's
Wrong.
true.
Okay, we're back at, all the way back at the original damsel before I, did all that. So let's see, what did we do last time? We did this one. I think we did all of this. We just, rescue the princess.
What are you talking about? Did you forget that she's a world-ending monstrosity? And even if you wanted to unleash her onto the world, despite the complete moral disaster that would be, you'd have to get her out of those chains. Good luck with that. Don't you see how dainty her hands are? We'll be able to slip her out with ease.
He's a lot less, what do you say, endearing now that
No, she's a
I've
prisoner.
seen
You
that.
can't just slip her hand through the chains. If her hand could just slip out of the chains, why hasn't she done it already?
She's waiting for
Because
us.
we've yet to present her with her freedom.
He's still correct. How terrible is that?
I'm not sure I follow.
No, it makes total sense.
Would you rather believe me, a passionate heart guided by love and my own good nature? Or would you rather believe the devil on your shoulder who tells you what you can and cannot do?
Makes sense
I
to
think
me.
I'd rather believe in facts.
What are you talking about?
Ah, so you're one of those empiricists.
Also known as an idiot.
One of us has to be. Then let me show you a brand new truth. Narrator, we courageously step forward and free our beloved from her bindings.
I like that he was rolling his R's.
No, I can't let you do that. If you take another step towards the princess, I'll
Do
what?
nothing.
Take over our body and force us to try and kill her? I would if you had a weapon. Not on my watch, villain. My passions contain titanic depths, and if you try anything that might harm our dearest, I will end our life without a second thought.
You wouldn't.
I would. I'd listen to him if I were you. He has a lot of strong feelings, and doesn't the world end if we don't stop her? You approach the princess and gingerly slide her hand from her bindings. That shouldn't have worked. I'll be damned. We're doomed.
I can't believe it. But I guess I have to.
I told you, there's no life more worth living than that of a true believer.
I'm free, and you're not trying to kill me this time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome for not killing you, I guess.
The princess jumps up and smothers you in a joyful embrace.
Is that what you call
Ugh.
them?
If only you had a weapon, one slip of the wrist and your pristine blade would be buried in her back and everyone out there would be saved. Luckily for Mr. Romance, we don't have a weapon.
Who needs a weapon when we have the power of love on our side?
What do we do now?
Okay, well, we definitely don't say what do you want to do. How about we leave, and then we have our whole lives to figure out what we want to do next.
That sounds perfect.
The princess takes your hand, the last hopes of the entire world slipping through your fingers as they intertwine with hers.
We have each other. We don't need the world for our happy ending.
I like to think that you do, actually.
No, we don't.
Look, I have my doubts, but the choice has been made and this is happening. You don't have to mope about it. I will mope about it, because moping is the only recourse you love-blind fools have left me with. You and the princess walk up the stairs, hand in hand. Ugh, look at the way she's smiling at you. She doesn't have to be so happy about this.
Oh, she doesn't have to be happy about love and freedom.
And what happens after we walk up the stairs?
Love and freedom.
Let's see. Oh, isn't that interesting? The door slams in your face and the lock clicks.
No, it doesn't.
That's
It's open.
A familiar move. Did I do that last time? Then you should know that you won't be able to leave.
Oh no, did someone lock us in here? That's not fair. We're supposed to leave now.
Yes.
She's right. It isn't fair. But the unfairnesses of the world are no match for the strength of true love.
Enough with this true love nonsense. You just met her.
Of course you wouldn't understand. Our passions run deeper than anything you have ever known.
Are you listening to this? You don't have to go along with the every whim of that delusional voice.
Yes, we
I'm
do.
just along for the ride at this point.
I think we can open it if we try together. I think I've got this. Oh, I see. Open the door by yourself.
Okay, yeah, you've got this.
You place your hand on the door, and the lock clicks, and the door creaks open. Are you kidding me?
I was hoping that I would heroically and incredibly just barrel through the door.
Ha! I knew it. Your words are no match for the pure strength of our hearts, bound together as one.
You and the princess make your way upstairs, and the blade. That's right. There's still a chance for you to do the right thing. Take the blade from the table and slay
I think
her
I accidentally
before it's too late.
skipped a line somehow. You're not doing that.
You're enjoying this, aren't you? You're taking every opportunity you can to draw out the end of the world and make me suffer. I hate you.
Feelings mutual.
You know, if her walking out that door is really going to end the world, can't we all just stay here? Seems like an easy win for everyone. That's not how this works.
Yes, what he said. That's not how this works. Obviously, we have to leave with her. It's our happy ending.
All we need to be happy is each other. What if we just stayed here and built a life together? Stop it with these interruptions. I already made up my mind and we're leaving. Pretty sure this will just knock us back into the other route that we just did, so stop it with these interruptions.
Yes, I suppose you are going to do that, aren't you? You cross the room, opening the door to the cabin, and then you step outside.
Our happy ending at last.
We did it. What should we do now?
Where did everything go? Where did he go?
Oh, is he gone? I hadn't noticed. I was too busy staring deep into our beloved's eyes.
I like that she still has sparkles around her head.
I'm cold. Is being happy supposed to be so cold?
That's a weird face.
Quick, our feathers. Pluck them all and weave her a coat worthy of a princess.
Or maybe we can look around and see if we can construct some kind of rudimentary lathe. Okay, we're gonna skip all this. The narrator is gone.
He is. Does that mean the world ended?
A villain vanquished.
Yes. Let's just approach the
begging you,
mirror.
Don't do this.
Ignore him. You approach the mirror.
This doesn't feel right. It feels different. Final. Yes. I fear that we won't like what we'll see. What if we just sit here and preen for a while? That can't hurt, right?
The voices feel small, distant as you approach. Gaze into your reflection. I feel like they've removed an ending because I can't console them or tell them to shut up. It just goes. That's weird. You are alone in a place that is empty. It is quiet here. Proceed to the cabin. You are at the cabin. That is not a cabin.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of...
The gift of a fragile vessel.
Yes. Nerves. This one is soft and delicate. You molded her to love you, and she'll make for a gentle heart.
Okay, that's all I wanted from this. We're going to actually continue now. I'm not going to go back and do anything else. Okay, so we're back at the original line where I did all that cool stuff. I'm not going back.
If
we'll
you
wait.
need time, then I'll wait with you.
Wait forever.
You are as I am now, and forever is a long time to remain undone. I am not you, but I know that I would return before forever was finished. What textures will you weave for yourself to occupy forever? Will you place the images of you and I into a box for safekeeping?
Oh, the game's about to reset on my end.
If you close that box, will you become another you in another world? An imaginary pattern repeating itself until it can no longer bear the weight of its hand-drawn cage. You'll always come back to the box, because you'll always want to know what it means to be you. I will be here waiting by your side until you're ready to return to mine. You have returned to me. Though you were gone mere moments, I never left your side.
Hopefully that this part recorded. Okay, make me forget.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
Everything goes dark and you die. I will remember. An honest heart. Share your happy ending with her. That was my achievement.
On a path in the woods, and at the end of that path
Yeah, we know. You can skip previously seen dialogue by hitting tab on your keyboard. Oh, really? I did not know that, in fact. Okay, so let's see here. Which ones of these did we not do last time? Forget it. I'm not doing this.
Are you serious? No, you have to do it.
How about... I want to save this for later. Turn around and leave. Do I get some sort of reward for doing this?
You'll have to slay her before you get it.
Can you tell me what my prize is going to be for doing a good job?
It's a secret, but I think you'll like it. It's a special reward, just for you. And whatever you think it might be, I can promise you it's going to be even better than your wildest imagination.
Oh really? Let's see then. Let's go. Let's go for it. Sweet. I've always wanted to off a monarch.
That's the spirit. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further. She will lie.
Okay, we're going to take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
Enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds
It's me.
dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
It is her
Don't
basement.
let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Continue down the stairs.
Good. You're still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
No. Steel your nerves and step forward.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me? I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it.
You're right.
So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
We'll slay the princess.
You lunge forward without a moment's
I like that
hesitation.
face.
You feel flesh easily give way and look down to see your blade already sinking deep into her heart.
Oh. This is it, isn't it?
Well, that was easy.
I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming. But I have to wonder, do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
I do.
It's like she's convinced she can't die.
Yes, even as she lays there dying, she entirely believes herself to be alive and well.
As I Lay Dying is the name of a band and also a book by what's his name? I can't believe that I'm blanking on his name. If you know the name of the author of As I Lay Dying, you can write it in the comments.
But it's over, isn't it? She stopped breathing moments ago, that arrogant look still plastered on her face.
But is it over? Really over?
Yes, it is. Of course it is. She's dead.
Yes, exactly. It's over. With your work done, you make your way back up the stairs, closing the door to the basement behind you.
Why do I feel like we've done something terrible?
You did kill someone. Greater good or not, something would be very wrong with you if you didn't feel at least a little bad. But it was for the greater good. One of these days that will sink in and help ease your guilty conscience.
But
Oh,
that
yeah, I
day
bet
isn't
it will.
today. Let's just get out of here.
Leave.
You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom.
Only a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is nothing at all. Where a lush forest stood mere minutes ago, the only thing in front of you now is the vast emptiness of some place far away.
Oh no, what a shock.
What happened? Everyone is fine. It's just that you and the cabin are now far away from them. Don't worry. You'll be safe here. This is good. Everyone is happy. You'll be happy.
Wait, this is my prize? This is great, thank you so much. Wait, is this my prize? This sucks. That's bullshit, let me out of here. Okay, okay, that's funny. I was kind of hoping I'd get a better ending for saving the world. How about the, Wait, is this my prize? This
What's
sucks.
done is done, and there's no going back now. I'm sorry you don't like your reward, but maybe you'll learn to appreciate it in time.
At least before, I had the princess
This
with
is what's
me.
best for everyone. Trust me. Time passes. You can't be sure if it's days or months or years or even decades. It's all a wonderful, boring blur. You've never been happier.
Psst. Hey, we're not just gonna stay here forever, right?
Did you hear the narrator? I'm happy. We're happy.
Are we really happy? Or is he just telling us that we are?
No, we're happy. I'm sure
Really?
of it.
Well, if you ever change your mind, just let me know, I guess.
More happy time passes, though the word begins to lose its meaning. Time, that is, not happy. Happy still has plenty of meaning.
Please, shake yourself out of it. We have to get out of here.
The little voice's pleas fall on deaf ears. Eventually you pass into a blissful state of pure existence. Though words like eventually and pass ceased to have any meaning to you long before that shift, you simply exist. Happy. Forever.
Why couldn't I be happy and forever with the princess? Why do I keep doing that? Good ending. We did it. You saved everyone.
You have already committed to my completion. You cannot go further astray.
Okay, maybe I'm not happy. And I'm not just saying that because you're the last person I talked to.
Good, because I have an idea to get us out of here. Though you're probably not going to like it.
Oh, if you're wondering why that happened, it's because, as she said, I already committed to an ending. And, you can get a really bad, shitty ending if you just never bring her any princesses. And that counts as not bringing her a princess, but you have to, start at the first loop, which I did not do.
The blade. We can use the blade to get out of this.
I'll probably show it at some point.
I can hear everything you say, little voice. There's only one thing it would want you to use that blade on, and I'm afraid that thing is you, dear hero.
He's right. It's the only way out.
Do you hear that? It wants to take this happiness away from you. It wants this wonderful place to end.
How come he thinks that this is great, but when it's me and the princess, he realizes it's not?
There's more for us to do, and the only way for us to do it is to take that blade and use it. Don't you dare.
Wouldn't using the blade, kill us? Wouldn't we be dead?
How astute. You are absolutely correct. Using the blade to kill yourself would kill you, and you shouldn't do it. In a sense, we die, but looking at things from another angle, are we even really alive anymore? This place, it's nothing. It's absolutely nothing. It's just the same thing, constantly, forever. I know this is out there, but trust me, I know using the blade will work. That little voice didn't want you to slay the princess. It didn't want you to be happy.
You better be right about this. I'll be pretty upset if we die.
If we die, you can yell at me all you want. I made this happy little place for you. Is this not a good enough reward for saving the world? An eternity of bliss? You ingrate?
It's an eternity with you, and you kind of suck.
Fine. Whatever. For the first time since time stopped meaning anything, you throw open the door to the basement and walk down the stairs. The princess's body is dust and bones, though the blade you used to slay her is still as pristine as the day you first held it. You pick up the blade, you stab yourself, and you die. The end. Nice knowing you.
The Spectre, Chapter 2. I don't know
You're
why I
on a
read that in
path
reverse.
in the woods. And at the end...
Oh, you bastard, you're in for it now. I'm wise to your tricks.
My tricks? What on earth are you talking about? We've just met for the first time. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. That's fine. It wasn't very hard to kill her last time. We'll just do it again. Well, if for whatever reason you're going to insist that this has happened before, at least your heart's in the right place.
Let's assume I'm telling the truth and all of this really did already happen. Why would I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything?
Those are two very different questions, but fine. I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. If you're back here, I'm assuming you died, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me. Oh, we listened to you plenty. We slew the princess just like you asked us to, and then you locked us away in an empty void for eternity. So we slew ourselves too.
What do you have to say to that?
If you killed yourself, then you weren't listening to me, because I would never want you to do that. Believe it or not, I care about
You
you.
just glide right past that room of eternity business.
And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences. What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. We slew the princess, the world outside the cabin disappeared, we died, and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely?
Looks the same to me.
Had you failed to slay the princess, what would have happened to everyone in the place you left?
What everyone? There was only just me in a cabin.
It doesn't matter, because we didn't fail to slay her. And if she's really back, which I doubt, it'll be just as easy to do it again. But after that nasty trick you pulled on us, maybe she's not the only one around here in need of slaying. Just stay focused, will you?
I will focus myself on killing the narrator. Let's talk about this princess.
Just be quick about it.
Don't tell me what to do. If anything, the world ended after I slew her. When I tried to leave, everything was gone.
That's a good point. How do we know we didn't have things backwards? Maybe slaying the princess was what ended the world, not the other way round. Yes, maybe this whole thing was a trick to get us to end the world. And now we get to go through the whole charade again, wholly aware of what's waiting for us at the end. But that's assuming she's alive in that cabin. We did kill her, after all. You're going to find her in the cabin. If the princess had actually been slain, you wouldn't be here. And let me assure you, killing her will not end the world. I don't know what you think happened to you last time, but it's a load of nonsense. You'll get your happy ending. I promise. Well, that's exactly what we're afraid of. Really? Living happily ever after sounds that bad to you? Oh well, there's no use arguing over your masochism. The cabin awaits.
Why can't you live in the cabin by yourself in endless eternity and I'll be the narrator if you love it so much? Last time around I stabbed her in the heart and she died. How can someone like that end the world?
She just can. You'll have to trust that what I'm saying is true.
We already tried this trusting thing and it didn't work out. Who locked her in that basement? What is this place?
People locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is. It's a path in the woods. Don't overcomplicate things.
What people? If people locked her away, why couldn't they slay her? Why is this falling on me?
Look, I'm not supposed to say this, but it's because you're special. You're the only person capable of doing this. Call it a prophecy, if that helps. But it's just the way things are.
Prophecy doesn't work like that.
Oh, I didn't know we were special.
What are we, like, special, like retarded?
Of course we're special.
You're being cagey. What aren't you telling me?
I've told you everything you need to know. Going into more detail would just overcomplicate an otherwise very simple situation and make your job more difficult. This is boring. He's clearly not interested in talking. So let's just do as he says. And maybe he'll stop bothering us.
That's all.
Great. Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
I don't see a whole world anywhere. Let's proceed to the cabin.
A warning before you...
Okay, we already did that. This whole cabin is different than last time.
Very different. Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous second life proposition. You haven't died. You certainly haven't already slain the princess.
I just realized that, I skipped over the description of this cabin because I've played this before and it still counts it. Damn. Let's see. Isn't there like a... The interior of the cabin is cold, a soft odor of dirt permeating the air. Cobwebs flutter in the corners. You can hear the wind whistling outside, banging the shutters against the windows. The only furniture of note is an elegant antique table with a pristine blade perched on the edge. Blah, blah, blah. And I think we've gone there.
So focus up. A lot's riding on this.
Let's just enter the basement. I have no interest in taking the blade.
The door to the basement groans open, revealing an old banister and a creaky wooden stairwell. Everything is coated in a thick layer of dust, and you can feel it settle into your lungs as you breathe in the stale air. The very building itself feels dead. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
Oh, nice. That is definitely a different reading. He did not just say it in the same way he did every single time before. Oh, that's great. Another thing is, I think I'm going to save here, and instead of doing what I did last time where I just like went through everything for one route, I'm just going to complete a couple of playthroughs, like for real, and then once I've done like gotten all the basic princesses, I'll go back and do like little things, because it takes way too long to see everything through one route, and most of it was not. I'm not saying that it's not good, I'm just saying it's not well, what is even the word? Like, it's not worth it in terms of time.
The room below is silent. Nobody's here. Naturally. As much as I appreciate the optimism, you shouldn't be so sure. I guess we'll just have to go down and see. As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view. A skeletal body, lying in a heap on the floor, its wrist still bound to the wall by a thick chain. Okay, she's definitely dead.
Mission accomplished.
It's just like I told you. Before you have a chance to finish your thought, the top of a head appears from underneath the floor. Two deep-set eyes stare up at you, followed by a mischievous, skeletal grin.
I think she's extremely cute this way. She's very cute.
And finally, the rest of the body floats up to join the head. Wait, this isn't right. What's going on here?
Ghost!
Oh. Wow. How absolutely terrifying. What's a ghost supposed to do to us?
Haunt us?
Oh, it's you. Hiya, Keller. I was hoping to see you again. I have some issues with how our last meeting went.
So do I.
The princess drifts across the room into your orbit, gently running her fingers across your shoulders and down your neck as she circles you. Her touch is cold and ethereal, formless yet real enough that her icy fingertips send shivers dancing across your skin. So she has a body, and she's right there. We could probably grab her and kill her again, if we wanted to. We don't even need a blade. She looks fragile enough to me.
I don't know why I have to be the one to say this, but you can't kill a ghost. Wait and see how things play out.
I see you don't have that annoying knife anymore. So, does that mean you regret what you've done? Are you here to apologize and make nice? Beg for absolution, maybe? Because I might be interested in seeing a little begging.
Okay. See, this is exactly what I was trying to tell you about in the woods. This already happened. We killed her.
Obviously things are strange right now. I think it's safe to say that you've seen something you shouldn't have seen. Whatever worlds you've hopped between, whatever versions of me you've met, none of that matters now. There's no changing what's already happened, but you have a job to finish.
Finish how? We already did what you told us, and now she's a ghost.
There's a perfectly pristine blade waiting for you upstairs. You could always use it to, I don't know, slay her.
You cannot kill a ghost. You need to bust them. That is the only thing you can do.
Then what? And then you'll have saved the world. I think he's asking about what happens after we save the world. If that's even still an option. What do you mean, after?
You already know what we mean, don't you? So why don't you go ahead and tell us? Are you going to try and lock us away in a timeless void again? Because I didn't much care for that.
I like that she's just standing cutely aside while we have this really long conversation with ourselves.
I'm not going to lock you anywhere.
And the narrator.
What an interesting choice of emphasis.
I don't remember this one. I don't remember her threatening me. When did she threaten me? Oh, I guess she did. Yeah. I forgot. Let's do that one.
Well, yeah. You brought a knife with you. Was I supposed to just welcome you with open arms when you obviously had stabbing on the mind?
It's a good point. That knife could have been for anything. That's funny.
It could have, but it wasn't. You can't blame me for threatening a would-be knife-wielding murderer, especially when that would-be knife-wielding murderer became an actual knife-wielding murderer.
Say it could be, but it wasn't. Let's see here. Do you know why you came back?
How should I know? Why does anyone come back? Maybe I have unfinished business with you, or maybe you have unfinished business with me. All I know is there's a hole in my chest, not the big obvious one that you put there. There's something older and deeper, a nagging reminder that I'm not where I'm supposed to be.
And where are you supposed to be?
Home.
And just where is home, I wonder?
I don't know where home is. I just know it isn't here. But I can feel it calling to me from someplace far away. Wherever I'm supposed to be, it's out there.
How specific.
And how convenient for her. You see what she's doing, right? She's suggesting that the only way you can rid yourself of her would be to let her out, which, in case you haven't been listening, will spell the end of the entire world.
Shut up, narrator. You're a liar. I'm sorry I killed you last time. I shouldn't have done that.
Too little, too late. But you can still make things right.
She's not in a position to bargain with us. You don't have to do anything you don't want to.
She's a ghost.
We don't have to do anything, but maybe we should. We did kill her. Wouldn't it be the moral thing to help her now that we have another chance? When a hero slays a monster, does he apologize to it?
If the monster wasn't a monster, maybe it was a good vampire. Maybe it was one of those sparkly ones, rather than the flesh-eating ones.
No. So don't try to make things right. She was going to end the world. You didn't do anything wrong, aside from apparently killing yourself, and that doesn't have much to do with her.
How about this one? Do you want me to die? Do you want me to kill myself to satisfy some sort of sick revenge fantasy? Because I already did that, and it wouldn't be hard to do it again.
Are we putting this to a vote? Because personally, I'd prefer if we didn't die again. If that's what it comes down to, that's what it comes down to. But I don't see the point of offing ourselves just yet.
Oh, that's sweet of you to offer. But killing yourself wouldn't help either of us.
It would seem that everyone here is in agreement except for you. I shouldn't have to tell you that you shouldn't kill yourself. So please, try to keep your suicidal tendencies in check.
Oh, I'll try.
Like I said, I just want to go home.
I died too, and I'm not floating around like you are. What happened? Why am I different? Why are you different?
You don't look dead, killer.
The princess grabs your wrist, a sudden shock of cold flowing all the way up your arm, her eyes still fixed on yours as you try to squirm out of her grip.
And you don't feel dead either.
She lets go and pulls away. Your fingertips tingle painfully as the chill subsides.
I'm less interested in why you are or how you are, and a lot more interested in what you are.
I'm the love of your life.
On my own. Before you came back to me, I explored every inch of this place, even the spaces between the walls. But I never found a way out. I always wound up right back here. I just want to go home. I'm so cold and alone here. But you can come and go as you please, can't you? So, let me hitch a ride. After all, you own me.
That's fine. God damn it.
Absolutely not. Is she asking if she can possess us?
There is no truer expression of love than sharing the same flesh.
And I hope I don't need to explain why you can't let that happen. It would be catastrophic if she managed to escape this place. And if you let her in, there is very little anyone could do to stop her. Would she be able to see us if we went along with it? Now, isn't that an interesting thought? We could finally bring her face to face with him. I wonder what she would have to say to the one who wants her dead so badly.
That is interesting.
You won't like how things play out if you go down this path.
I'll love it. Let's see here. Which one do I like? Sounds great. Do it.
The princess swims through the air in front of you, pausing for a brief moment as her dark-rimmed eyes stare deeply into yours. There's a hunger in her gaze.
Yeah, she wants me.
You're really trying to make it up to me, aren't you? Thanks for being a pal, killer. I mean it.
What are you doing? Don't just let her in. How many times do I have to tell you?
See you soon.
She rushes forward and then she's gone. A sharp chill spreads across your body. It starts in your chest, a freezing numbness flowing out from your heart, all the way down your limbs, your mind growing cloudy and confused as it settles over your very soul.
Are we touching souls? A romantic?
I'm not sure I like this. Can we get a do-over?
No. This is what I wanted. We're finally one.
I'm afraid it's too late to stop now. The numbness gives way to a stabbing pain, your muscles twitching and convulsing violently, each involuntary movement causing more waves of agony to ripple across your body.
Why does it hurt?
You collapse to the floor, and everything goes dark.
Come on, you've got to get up. I know everything feels heavy right now, but we still have to get out of here.
Your eyes flick back open as you get your bearings, your vision swimming as...
So this is what it's like to be you, huh? Disembodied voice narrating your every move?
Yep.
So, it doesn't work like that for you? Clearly it doesn't, or she wouldn't have commented on it.
I'm glad that they both spoke up so she knows that we're extra crazy.
All these shards of broken glass on the floor, are they also supposed to be you?
Hey, I'm not a shard of broken glass,
It's okay. You can finish your thought.
I'm a voice? I'm me is what I am. Who cares what we are? We exist. That's all that matters.
You don't have to fight. We'll all be out of here soon.
No, it matters. What we are matters. If I'm a shard of broken glass, then that raises some questions about certain other voices in here too. I'm clearly the same thing you are.
They're not listening to me. Do they not listen to you either?
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about him. You don't need to know what I am. You just need to know that I'm different from you. More important.
Oh, how humble.
So, you're the one who pulled the strings and made me dead. I can tell you don't belong here. You're barely even there. Like the shape of something left behind. You're more of a memory than a person.
That's rude.
You're kind of like me, actually.
I'm just going to ignore her. You push yourself off the ground. The princess is nowhere to be seen.
Because she's inside
she's
us.
Nowhere to be seen.
Because I'm in here with all of you. Everybody knows that.
Yes.
I'm setting the stage. The room is empty because you made a spiteful, idiotic and all-round foolish decision.
You don't have to let him get to you. You're better than that. You're starting to make things right.
This is infuriating. Just whatever you do, you can't leave this place. It's not too late to fix this. Probably.
Leave the basement, or I can't think straight. There's too much noise. Let's leave the basement.
Your legs, weary with the weight of the princess's spectral form and clumsy with the cold that still pervades them, stumble towards the stairs.
I'm just trying to get home. You don't have to act like it's the end of the world.
But that's exactly what you leaving this place is going to be.
You don't know that.
I do.
Wait, if she has a home to go back to, doesn't that mean that her leaving won't end the world? It doesn't mean that at all. It could mean that wherever her home is, it's outside of the world.
And how is she supposed to get there?
Yeah, but it has to be somewhere, doesn't it? And if it's somewhere, then it's part of the world. I suppose it's all a matter of perspective. Where does the world end and something else begin? Does the destruction of one open a door to another? Or is it the same world reborn?
Against the backdrop of the inane conjecture of meaningless little voices, your body continues its ascent up the stairs, staggering through the open door.
I do like that sentence.
For how much you hate her, you aren't doing a whole lot to stop us from leaving this place.
Maybe the bossy one doesn't actually hate me. Maybe he even likes me. Or maybe he just knows that he's been in the wrong. Maybe he's trying to make amends too.
I won't give him that much credit.
Not at all. I'll have you know that I do hate you, and I will continue to hate you for as long as I am able.
Well, that won't be for much
It's
longer.
just the weight of it all. It's too much for me to do anything other than describe and dictate.
And whine.
This body wasn't made to hold you and the princess. If you want to renege on your cataclysmically terrible decision a minute ago, well, you're the only one that can make that happen.
No, we're going to trudge forward.
You continue slowly to the door, your feet like lead dragging across the floorboards, growing heavier with each step.
We're so close. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If we get out of here, I won't even care that you murdered me anymore.
Oh good, I'm glad.
You lift your shaking hand and rest it on the door handle, but you pause before you open it, exhaustion sapping what's left of your will.
Was exhaustion really the best you could muster up? It's over. There's no use stalling. Let's see what happens next.
Open the door. What other things besides exhaustion could he have done? I guess he could have locked the door, right? He could have, but then... Yeah, he could have locked the door. I don't think any of us could have, like, willed it open. Voice of the Cold doesn't sound very, strong-willed. Could have, like, sent in the attack helicopters to blow up the... I was gonna say blow up the door, but that's the opposite of what he wants to do. Okay.
Shit. But exhaustion wasn't enough, was it? The handle clicks as you twist it, and then the door groans open. You collapse to the ground, you and the princess, free from the confines of the cabin. As you exhale from the effort, you look up and see...
Yes?
Nothing. He's gone, and so is everything else.
So we did slay him after all. He had it coming, I suppose.
Yes, he did.
What about us? Are we just stuck here in nowhere forever? Did taking her out of the cabin really end the world?
This is identical to what we saw beforehand when we were in the cabin for eternity.
We're still here. Yeah, but that thing you said earlier, are we not part of the world anymore? Are we in some world that exists after the world ends, or on top of the other world but not in it, or have we never been part of the world?
Okay, I've heard enough from these two. Let's see if I can pop out.
You feel a lightness in your chest as a pair of sunken eyes emerge from your body and stare up at you. See, isn't she cute? She's adorable. Even without a nose.
You actually freed me, didn't you? I'm outside. Thanks for giving me a second chance, Claire.
It's more like she gave me a second
Don't
chance.
I think this is where I'm meant to be.
You don't get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Mary
She's gone.
returns.
Where does she go? Should we try and find her? And is that a mirror? Why is it here? Why now?
Okay, so here's the ones that you can get a different ending for. It's going to be okay, just trust me. We've been here before and you always get scared. So, if you want to know, you get a different ending if you pick, of course you're scared, this is the end for you, but it's not the end for me, like, for every time. But we're not going to do that. We're going to do this one.
But it feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything. You don't need to comfort him.
It's not the end. Whatever's on the other side is going to be nice.
Okay. If you say so, we'll trust you. Whatever makes you happy.
Approach the mirror. You approach the mirror, gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. You've grown. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. You are at the cabin. Approach her.
Flickering lights and empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before. Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
Are you the same being as you were before? How much have you changed?
Is a child the same as an infant? I am an unbroken pattern, but every vessel gives fresh perspectives and carves new avenues of expression. I am different, but I am the same.
Everything you say feels like a riddle. Can you give me a single straight answer? I don't know. Everything she says makes complete sense. I don't know what you're talking about.
Words are difficult for me. They never fully weave what I wish to say. If you do not like my answers, then you need not ask me questions. The vessels you choose to bring me carry far more meaning than anything words could say in the spaces between.
What does it feel like to change like this?
Eyes close in reflection. Perspectives meld together, and the breadth of my experience stretches to new corners. There are contradictions, conflicts in my nature, and there are familiarities that bind everything together. It feels correct. This is what I need to be. This is the only path forward.
When this is all done, do you know what you want to do?
With every gift you bring me, I excavate the alleys of what I am meant to be, and every exploration yields new and complicated truths. What I will be is different than what I am, and what I am is different from what I was. I cannot tell you what desires I will hold when I have changed. But in this moment, all I want is to know myself and to know you.
I don't want to say that. When I go back, it's as if an invisible wall closes around me. Why can I not do the same things I've done before?
Those paths lead to worlds you've already seen, and to perspectives I have already made my own. They are useless to us now, inaccessible. The only paths of value are those that are yet untread.
You have been kinder to me than anyone else I've met. Thank you.
Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You are the only thing I know that isn't me.
What do you want me to bring you next time?
Gifts aren't what someone tells you to bring them. My joy is in seeing what you choose. There are no wrong answers, and every perspective illuminates my shadows and shares new secrets.
Do you have any thoughts on this vessel?
This one is vaporous. She is a dream of a life she could never have, but that longing has given her so much capacity for kindness. She will make for a yearning heart. Do not mourn her.
she will finally be able to hold what she never knew.
So you don't have any preferences on how you'd like to change or grow?
My preference is for you to show me what you would like me to see. I cannot know the ways I wish to grow, for I have yet to feel them. It is you who guides me down the thin trail of perspective and memory.
I don't want to hurt you, but the more times I go back, the worse I fear things will be.
The vessels are shaped by memories of you, but their impulses are drawn to the edge of the long quiet. To them, you are a gate to something more, and any hurt you've caused them is understood as a fair price for freedom. But they are only thoughts and perspectives. They are not me. The wounds they've suffered carve texture around my heart. Without them, I would be as I was before. I would be alone and without sensation. I could not feel the joy of having you by my side, for I would not know your absence.
How many more vessels do I need to bring you?
If I am to be an ocean, you have nurtured me into a pond. My waters are shallow and murky, and I yearn for more perspective. You will have your rest in due time, and I am sorry for the burdens I place on you.
I'm ready to go back.
I will long for your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
Everything goes dark and you die.
You're on a path in the woods.
Okay, let's see. I think actually we've done all of these. Yeah, I think I've done all of these. So it's time to get on with it.
Don't mention it. It's all part of the job.
Okay, take the blade or enter the cabin. Or enter the basement. We're already in the cabin. I don't know what I could do. It's been a while.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy.
I think we've seen this one already.
Softly carried.
Hello? Is someone there?
This hypnotism. Don't
Yeah.
let it.
We've seen this. So I'm like reluctant in certain places to use the skip button now that I know that it's going to skip things even I haven't recorded yet because I've played them. So let's see here. Hey, I think I'm here to slay you.
You must have the wrong address.
There's only one cabin in this whole world.
Great job. You've given away the element of surprise. Good luck, hero. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone?
I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. You were joking about coming to kill me, right? Do you think you could get me out of these chains?
Let's talk a bit first.
Okay.
Like that she's already a bit suspicious. What's your name?
Oh.
She pauses, carefully formulating her words before she responds.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness. Or you can just call me Princess if Your Royal Highness is too formal.
Your Royal Highness Princess.
Is Princess her name or her title? What if it's both? Could you imagine being named Princess Princess?
There's Mario. So is Princess your name?
Like I said, you can call me Princess if you'd like. I'm sorry, I've been down here so long I guess I've just forgotten. I must have a name, though. Everyone has a name.
Okay, that's weird.
I was just looking at her face in that shot because it seemed different from my memories. There's sometimes I think that they might have changed a little details here or there, but I can't tell. I can't remember.
She hadn't even thought to pick a name for herself. Hopefully you're starting to see that she can't be trusted. Go back upstairs, get the blade, and slay her before it's too late.
We don't even have a name. What's our name? I wasn't kidding when I said I was sent here to kill you. You're apparently going to end the world.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think. I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here for so long.
That's... How long has she been locked away?
Did they tell you how I'm supposed to end the world?
I was hoping you'd tell me.
I don't know how to destroy the world, if that's what you're getting at.
Yeah, I don't know how to destroy the world either.
She doesn't have to know how to destroy the world to be capable of doing it.
I don't know, I think you'd have better luck eating the world than destroying it.
At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust. Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why. I don't trust that, and I don't think you do either, or you wouldn't have come down here to talk.
She has a point. We're talking like this for a reason.
So this shouldn't be about what I'd do if I got out of here, or me saying the right thing to convince you to save me. This is about how messed up this whole situation is. This is my life we're talking about. Do you really think I can even end the world? Why would I even want to?
I think it's her mouth. I think her mouth is shaded differently from what I remember.
We both know that if there's people we can't trust in this situation, it's whoever locked me down here, and it's whoever sent you here. And those two groups are probably one and the same.
Don't let her turn the tables here. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person. And a subjugating monarch, no less.
Every time he talks about monarchy, I'm just like, oh, I guess he's wrong, and I better save her. Let's see here. How about... No. I can't believe they've been keeping you down here like this. I'm getting you out of here.
You're only making this more difficult.
I know, but I hate you.
Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake.
How can you say no to that face?
No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I can imagine it. Oh my god.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked them.
Yeah, we've already seen this. I'm going to check upstairs. Maybe the key's still lying around somewhere up there, and if not, maybe I can at least find something to break you free.
Okay. I'll be here. Good luck.
You attempt to make your way.
Yeah, and the door closes.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf. As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now. Or we could use it to free her. You
we
won't
just
like
kill
what
ourselves.
happens if you...
Hey, it lets me save the princess, so let's see what happens.
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm. Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit. She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal. No, she didn't.
Like I said, it's because she's strong.
She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically. How is she still smiling after every...
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Okay, approach the locked door.
We won't have any of that. The stakes
Yeah.
Wait, watch me.
What?
It's gonna prevent me from... Oh, I can warn her. That's odd.
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it?
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance. Stop it. Stop trying to resist me.
I have a sudden thought. Okay, no. I was going to say, if it lets me resist at this point, it probably is counting the damsel and the other one that I actually got as different ones, but it doesn't let me resist, so...
Thank you.
There's no getting through to you right now, is there?
It's not my fault.
Betrayal of will is still a betrayal. You'll regret thinking of me as a helpless damsel.
I'm not the one doing it.
She pounces on you with the same animal ferocity she used to tear through her arm. But you have a weapon. You raise the blade, digging it under her ribs, aiming directly for the heart. It's not enough to stop her. You feel her claws in your throat, then her teeth, somehow sharp enough to pull apart your flesh and sinew with ease. You collapse to the floor, your body unresponsive as your blood pools on the ground beneath you. She stares down at your ravaged form, eyes shining in the darkness, dress stained in red as her blood and yours both seep into the fabric.
I think she still looks cute.
If we're lucky, the wound you managed to inflict will be enough to at least delay her escape from this place. If we're very lucky, it will kill her before she can reach the outside world. It can't just end like this, right? As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. I'm sorry, but it's over. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Who did I get? The witch. Figures. The witch
You're
is extremely
on a path
popular.
in the woods, and at the end of that path, you're here to slay her. If you don't, it...
Okay, no.
Don't you start grandstanding about morals. The fate of the world is at risk right now, and the life of a mere princess shouldn't stop you from saving us all. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. Brilliant. We need to keep our cards close to our chest, and I'm not sure we can trust him.
An ace up my sleeve, that's all I need.
You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. Did I say I'm not sure we can trust him? Slip of the tongue, bit of the old brain fog. I meant to say that we should probably head over to the cabin and slay that princess. We already know we can't trust her, so let's get on with the show.
I don't know if any of this will give me anything new, because we do have a different voice in our head.
Those are two very...
Yeah.
If you're back here, we were just weighing our options in a morally ambiguous situation. You can't blame us for weighing our options.
So that's different. Or, new. I don't know if it's worth
if you
it.
failed to slay the princess, which you apparently did. So great. Congratulations. You've been given another chance to actually do this right. And I believe your other question... What do you mean? Of course... Yes, if it's the latter. Do you think that's a very good point. This princess character seems like a lot of trouble, and if you think about it, actually slaying her probably breaks us out of this cycle, right? We don't want to be stuck here forever, do we? You're laying it on a little thick, aren't you? Laying it on a little thick? What are you talking about? I'm sharing my honest opinions.
I don't like this guy.
What matters is that almost everyone seems to be on the same page. So whenever you're ready, you can stop.
Let's go to the cabin. And by I don't like him, I mean, I wouldn't want to have a beer with this guy. He'd take all my money.
She will lie, she will
cheat,
we know. And she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her.
Okay, well, he's supposed to say that.
Don't believe a word she says.
Yeah.
The interior of the cabin is a mess of twisted roots. The walls a chaotic weave of knotted wood that, almost as if by accident, just happened to resemble a room. The floor is damp and earthy, and the only furniture of note is a slab of mud in the shape of a shelf, with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
I'm gonna save here.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want.
Yeah. We'll take the blade this time.
You take the blade from the shelf. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Well, if we're grabbing a weapon, we should probably keep it hidden behind our backs. She doesn't have to know we have it.
It's a good
That's
idea.
not actually a bad idea.
Let's just enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase dug into the muddy earth below. The ceiling is thick with roots that hang like locks of tangled hair. The weak starlight from the cabin windows behind you can barely penetrate the gloom here, only illuminating the edges of an opening below. It shines in the darkness like some kind of massive maw, waiting to swallow you up into the earth.
It's a very interesting
the air
basement.
Smells of dirt and copper. It's thick and wet, as if your lungs are being coated in mud with each intake of breath. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
There's the classic line. That one wasn't different. Same thing.
Her voice skitters up from below.
Something nasty finds itself on my stairs. Come on down. Don't be scared. I probably won't bite.
I'm not nasty. Oh, there it is. I'm not nasty.
But you are. You're a wretched little thing. I recognize that voice as easily as I recognized your nervous little footsteps coming up the path. I know who you are, and I remember what you've done.
See? She knows us. Is this enough for you to believe what we've been saying?
Maybe, but you shouldn't let that cloud your judgment. She's just a princess. As long as you remember that and remain focused, slaying her will be easy.
Nah.
She seems friendly enough. Maybe we can talk our way out of this whole situation.
You can't. Unless you slay her right away, she's going to break free and end the world. There's no reasoning with what she is.
Look, I'm just throwing ideas out there. I like to think out loud. I'm the kind of guy who likes a discussion. Don't we want to hear what everyone has to say before making any big decisions? Do you want to hear what everyone has to say? Or do you just want to hear yourself talk?
It's the same thing.
Need to
He's part of everyone.
Lingering. Your task is to slay the princess, not endlessly debate about what to do with the princess.
I don't know. I think we're ignoring some options of things that we could do with the princess besides slaying her.
Fine. You're the boss.
Thank you. You can just
Oh,
make
shit.
out the
That was
shape
an
of the
accident.
princess in the gloom. She's huddled against the far wall, her eyes bright and glaring from amid the thick roots.
I can see why she's popular.
And there you are, one hand tucked away behind your back, gripping that sharp, sharp blade, no doubt.
It's actually a bouquet of roses.
That's no fair. How would she know that?
So, we've dropped the pretenses. Good.
She's acting like she already knows you. I guess what you said back in the woods really was true.
No, it wasn't.
That's pretty sharp. How'd you figure that one out? Call it deductive reasoning. Well, you seem to be great at it.
This guy's kind of funny after he gets going.
So, you really don't remember us, do you? No, I don't. But you and the princess clearly have a shared reality, even if I'm not a part of it. I won't waste time fighting you on something that's clearly true. You fought us on it back in the woods. That was when the only perspectives we had were yours and mine. I'm just glad we could put all this behind us. Is it all behind us? Just focus on the task at hand. I don't care if you've been here before, and I don't care if you think you'll go somewhere else after this. My world is on the line right now, so I'd appreciate it if you would take this seriously and slay her. Let's chat her up a bit first. Maybe we can find a middle ground where everyone's happy.
But I'm not against chatting her up a bit, but I thought that chatting a girl up meant specifically about trying to date her.
Don't talk to her. You're just going to make things more difficult than they have to be.
Well, I seem to remember you having a tongue.
I'm sorry about last time.
Smart. Let's apologize. Get us back on the right foot.
She's got a cat face.
Oh, you're sorry. Isn't that nice? You're such a gracious little monster.
She's a lot more vindictive this time around than when she was a ghost and I, like, blatantly killed her.
If you're sorry, then let me out of here. Prove it.
I guess there's an element of betrayal in this instance. Don't worry, the blade isn't for you, or not for killing you. We've got to get you out somehow, right?
Oh, I don't need you to cut me out.
The princess grins as the chains fall from her wrist.
That's a good face also.
She could have gotten out of those the whole time. That sneaky little... A woman after my own heart, really. She knows how to hold her cards close to her chest.
This is why she can't just be abandoned here. If left to her own devices, she'll find a way out. Now stop her.
I get the sense that you're not happy with me.
Is that a joke? Do you think a joke will charm my trust back? You'll have to try harder than that.
I died last time, you didn't. If anyone here shouldn't be trusted, it's you.
You were the one who tried to kill me when my back was turned. You were the one who started all of this. Only a poor loser twists their own failures around on the winner.
Look, I know, things got messy last time, but I think there's something bigger that bigger than both of us at work. We should team up.
I suppose you didn't come into my hovel of your own accord, did you? All right. I suppose I could team up. I need a way out after all, and unfortunately, you're the only one I have.
Seems to me like she's offering a mutually beneficial arrangement. We should take it.
What exactly is she putting on the table? Like, we're offering to let her escape, and what is she giving us in this scenario?
Do you know what word mutually means? Because it sounds to me like she's offering an arrangement that benefits her and her alone.
Oh, it's the second time the narrator has ever said anything useful. Okay, let's leave.
Yes, let's.
She creeps forward, taking one cautious step at a time until you and she are face to face. She never breaks eye contact, even as the two of you find yourselves face to face.
I don't know what makes her a witch. Witches aren't usually like cat people, are they?
She's silent for a long moment, as if testing to see what you'll do now that she's within arm's reach.
After you, darling. You're the one it lets come and go. It's best if I follow.
Oh no, we can't have that. If anyone is going to turn their back on anyone else, she's going to turn her back on us.
It shouldn't matter who leads and who follows. We're working together here.
Well, if it doesn't matter, then she can go first. We may be in this together, but that doesn't mean we have to trust her.
We're armed and she's not. What's she gonna do? Bite us when we're not looking?
Yes.
You're talking a lot about trusting someone who, by her very definition, cannot be trusted. I don't know how many more warnings I have to dole out, but if you help her out of here, you're going to regret it.
What are you talking about by her very definition? She's a princess. There's nothing about that says you can't trust her. Clearly, there's some broken trust here. What if I gave you this? Give her the blade.
You can't be serious.
I am the most serious I've ever been in my entire life.
Now, hold on. We should put this to a vote. The blade is one of our most valuable assets. We can't just give it to her. What if she uses it to kill us? I vote no.
As do I. Abstain?
You abstain. She's going to kill us if we give it to her.
This isn't a democracy. She's a princess. This isn't a democracy. We're giving her the blade.
You're going to get everyone killed. You know that, right? But of course you do. You hand the blade to the princess, who quickly snatches it from you, her eyes darting between you and the weapon with a nervous curiosity.
I wouldn't have done that. Why did you? What do you think happens now?
You kill me. That's up to you. It's why I gave you the blade. I chose last time and I regret it. So now it's your time to choose. You're beautiful. I want to actually save you, and I think this feels like the only way to do it. We're both scared and we're both hurting. Yeah. Let's see. Let's do this. That's up to you.
Her shoulders tense and her eyes dart away.
This is another trick. You're trying to sow doubt, but it's not going to work on me.
And then she buries the blade in your heart.
What? No, come on, that's not right.
I told you! I told you this is what she was going to do. Glee dances across her face as you fall to the ground.
You did it.
I did it. I got you. You...
The princess seems to tremble, her smile fading quickly, replaced with concern. Her nervous eyes brim with tears.
Why? Why did you let me do this?
I don't know, why'd you do it?
But you don't have the strength to respond, nor do you have the time. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Chapter 3, The Thorn. This one is also extremely popular. I think this one is the most popular, actually.
You're on a path in the woods.
She stabbed us. She actually stabbed us.
Of course she stabbed us. We gave her the blade, which, I might add, I voted against.
But the whole point was that she wasn't supposed to do that. The whole point of giving her the blade was to break the cycle of violence, and she just killed us anyway.
I guess it really doesn't matter if she killed us though, right? We're back here, which means that everything's fine, or fine adjacent. Maybe she won't be as keen to betray us this time. We've already proven to her that we can change. Maybe that's all it'll take to show her that there's another way to do things. You know, maybe you're right. In which case, I suppose the only thing to do is to get back to the cabin and give it another try.
Give what another try exactly? You are aware I've been listening to you, right?
I forgot the narrator was even
Not
here.
that changes anything. We all know the game is rigged. It doesn't even matter if she's nice this time. I'm sure he'll find a way to turn us against each other.
Great, so you've obviously been here before, since you apparently died at least once.
Twice, actually.
Sure. Twice. Then I'll spare you the little introduction I had planned. You already know about the princess, and clearly you already know that she's dangerous. So don't muck this up. It's bad enough that this isn't your first time through.
This place is different, it keeps changing.
Wonderful. If the woods themselves are changing, then that's all the more reason for you to take this seriously. It would mean your grip on things is slipping, which, in turn, likely means her influence is spreading.
Someone's in the know. I've had enough of these annoying little secrets. If you want us to do this, you have to let us in on your game already. All of your game.
I've already said too much. The more information you have, the more difficult your task will be. Don't listen to her, definitely don't free her, and if you can, don't even think about her.
We're even now, I'm sure she understands that, but we can see what she has to say for herself when we get to the cabin.
Yes. Good, playing both sides. That's what smart people do, and you're the smartest in the room.
I think that's what dumb people do, like me. I love playing both sides.
I'm not sure it counts as playing both sides if people can hear you doing it. Buddy, you're thinking in far too few dimensions. There's layers to doing this right, and I'm pretty sure the one making the choices gets that. Trust in the plan. Trust in what plan? The Decider's plan. Sure, we don't know what the plan is yet, but that's part of the whole trusting thing, isn't it? A good leader knows how and when to keep things secret, and sometimes a good leader even knows to keep things secret from himself.
Ah, yes.
Sure, we'll see what she has to say for herself, but don't forget that whatever she says is likely just as much lies as what he's been telling us. We should keep our cards close to our chest.
We tried that
If I were
already.
you, I'd remember what she's done. You know how dangerous she is. And you should know that someone like her shouldn't be let loose upon the world.
Or I guess maybe we didn't. Maybe I gave her the knife because I wasn't keeping my well, whatever. It's fine. You sure seem to be taking the whole looping thing in a stride.
What do you want me to say? It's bad that you've been here before. It's bad for you, it's bad for me, and it's especially bad for the world. The more times you run through this, the more likely it is that you'll fail. You've already failed twice. So you knew this could happen. Theoretically, sure, I knew this could happen, but I was supposed to be the first. I'd really rather not get into it.
Great! Not even he really seems to get what's going on. If the guy who goes around acting like he knows all the rules doesn't even know how this works, what's the point in listening?
Then we can all move on and forget what I said about failure. It's important that you believe in yourself, and the fact you're here probably means that you still have a chance to pull this off and save the world. My world, at least. It sounds like you've probably doomed a couple of others already. I need to stop talking. Think happy thoughts.
No matter what happens next, it seems like all our answers are in the cabin. Let's see this through.
It isn't long before you find yourself at the base of the cabin. I think it's clear where everyone stands at this point. I don't know if I'd say everyone. You talking about me? I have a position. It's a good one, too. Ignore him, he's just talking for talking's sake. My position is the only one that matters. You know what you have to do.
Proceed into the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is hardly an interior at all anymore. The burned-out ruins merely suggest the shape of the structure that once stood here, charred wood still reeking of ash. But beneath it lies the fresh smell of spring growth after rain, the promise of new life in the wreckage of the old. The only furniture of note is the crisp shell of what was once a table, a pristine... Wait, this isn't right. There's supposed to be a pristine blade. Why isn't there a pristine blade?
Because she has it.
We gave it to her last time. She can't still have it, can she? Well, it's not here. And if she has it, let me guess, you want to get all chummy with her. Look, as far as I see it, if it's between him and her, I say we side with the one who has the weapon. It's just the smart thing to do. I wouldn't be so hasty. I'm sure the blade will turn up somewhere. She can't have it. That's not how this is supposed to work.
Of course we don't get to make a choice about the blade. Every single time we come back here, something has to be different.
How do we even get down there? The only thing I see is that mirror.
Yeah, why didn't you mention the mirror? I didn't mention a mirror because there isn't a mirror. But he says there isn't one. That's got to count for something, right?
Yeah, it counts for something. He's either a liar or he doesn't hold all the cards. But I think we already knew it had to be one of those.
So, is the door to the basement behind the mirror? I promise you there isn't a mirror, and there isn't a door to the basement. The entrance is more of a burned-out frame than anything else, and it's right there on the far side of the room. Do you really not see it?
Approach the mirror.
You step forward and approach the scorched entryway leading to the basement, hesitating before you begin the descent.
Might as well take a look while we can. There's nothing else to do here now that the knife has been taken from us.
Whoops. Wipe the mirror clean.
Reach forward and wave your hand through the hollow entrance leading to the basement. You really thought there was a mirror there, didn't you? That can't be good. As if things weren't unpredictable enough.
Figures. Well, seems like the only way to go is forward, isn't it?
Yes, that's where everything tends to be. Let's just put on a good face and have our wits about us.
Enter the basement.
You step through the frame of scorched wood and make your way into the darkness below. The stairs to the basement are covered in a fine layer of gritty ash. The air still feels warm, as if the fires that ruined this place had only recently been extinguished. Yet fresh shoots of thorny branches are already weaving themselves through the soot-covered earth of the walls around you. Their spines point courteously down towards the basement, so you're able to brush past their jagged points with ease, at least on the way down. But you don't need to think about the way back up just yet. That's a matter for after the world's been saved.
Courteous spines.
I'd say this feels like a trap, but you practically said as much. Yet you still want us to keep going.
They're only thorns. I'd say getting a few scratches in exchange for the lives of everyone in existence is a fair trade. I'm sure you'll manage. Her voice, worn down by pain and suspicion, hobbles up the stairs.
I can't get away from you, can I? You betray me, I kill you, and you come back. You let me kill you, and you come back. I don't know why you let me do that. I don't know what you want from me.
I don't know what I want. I never really chose to come here. How about I just want to talk? Really talk.
I think you know how this goes. I'm down here and I can't leave. So, come down and talk. It's not like I can stop you.
Proceed down the stairs.
You continue down the basement stairs, brushing past the smooth edges of thorns that grow more and more plentiful as you make your way forward. You step out into what was once a vast open cavern, now overrun by briars and prickles and thistles, the space thick with hostile vegetation.
I suppose this is the reason why she's so popular, is because not only is she cute, but she's like depicted in a particularly helpless state. So people want to protect her, I guess.
At the heart of it all, encased in a tight weave of vines, is the princess. Her bloody, trembling hands clutching a pristine blade.
Did you know this was going to happen to me? Are you here to watch me suffer? Are you here to laugh?
Why are we here? Just to suffer? I'm not here to laugh, I'm here to free you, if you let me.
I want to trust you.
Her grip tightens on the blade.
But you're hiding something, aren't you? Why would you help me if you weren't helping yourself?
You're not the only one who yearns for freedom. Yeah, let's do this one. I'm as trapped as you are. I think we need to leave together.
The princess clutches the blade closer to her chest.
That sounds nice. I'm so tired of the bad blood between us. But it's hard to let it go. You've hurt me.
Her eyes dart away from yours for a brief moment.
And I've also hurt you.
Can I take the blade now?
Her eyes briefly meet yours, then dart back to the floor. She hangs her head in resignation.
Okay.
Reach for the blade.
You reach towards her bloodied hands, laying your palm on her trembling fingers. For a moment, she clutches it even tighter, her knuckles going white with the effort. But then the tension fades. Her grip finally loosens and she allows you to take the weapon. You carefully pull it free from the thorns, though they scrape at your skin, leaving red trickles of fresh blood all along your arms.
How? Don't we have feathers?
I'll be damned. She really gave it to us.
Now it's time to backstab her.
It feels like it's been so long since we've held real power in our hands. I wonder what we should do with it. We free her, obviously. It's the right thing to do. I think you're right. She's as much a victim in all of this as we've been. Besides, it would really stick it to him to free her. Or, hear me out, we slay her. Right here, right now. She's never been so helpless, and if we don't take advantage of that, we may never get another chance. That sounds like a splendid idea. You should listen to him. We've all said our piece. Now it's time to make our move. It's 2 against 1. It's 2 against 2. You don't count.
I agree.
And why shouldn't he count? Because he's clearly not one of us. That doesn't matter. He's been with us the whole time. He should get a say.
So, did you mean it? Or was I a fool to hand my life to you?
Let's cut her free.
Yes. What a good idea. Let's cut her free. Oh, so you're suddenly team free her? You can't just switch sides as soon as we make a decision.
That's how you stay on the winning side.
I believe with my whole heart that this is the right course of action. Let's free this princess. Even if he'll stick a knife in our back as soon as he has the opportunity, it's still better to have him nominally on our side. At least that gets him to shut up for a while. See? We're all friends here, united in our actions and intentions. Yeah, united. But the other one has a point. If it keeps you quiet, sure, we're all friends. You take the blade to the thorny vines imprisoning the princess, and she flinches, relaxing only slightly as the blade slices into the thick vegetation rather than her arm. And she flinches again as the last of the vines is cut away, as if, after all of that, she's still expecting you to turn on her and stab her in the heart. But you're not going to do that, are you? Still, all it would take is a single slip of the blade. Is that really all you've got, threatening us with an accidental misstep? I expected more from you. Our blade didn't even waver when he said that. Yeah, you're right, he's a bit of a nobody, isn't he? Good thing I've been on your side of all this since the beginning. The princess falls into your arms, tears streaking down her cheeks. I can't believe you're making me describe this. I hate you.
Her falling into our arms sounds a lot like our arms are like made out of flooring or something.
You actually meant it. You rescued me.
Of course I did.
She smiles, her hand slipping into yours, and the two of you rush to the basement stairs. Shameful, really, that the same thorns that so graciously allowed you downstairs are now blocking your only way out. You're getting desperate, aren't you? Even more proof that you can't actually do anything to stop us. We cut through those other vines just fine. They're only thorns. I'm not afraid of getting a few scrapes. I'm not even sure we need to do any cutting. We can just move them out of the way. What a pathetic showing, really.
A few pointy sticks can't keep us down here. We're both meant for so much more than this.
Step into the thorns.
As you step into the thorns covering the basement stairs, they yield. Both you and the princess ascend the stairs without obstacle. This is unacceptable. The second you step out of this cabin with her, the world ends. Do you hear me? What did the world ever do to you to deserve this? It feels so good to hear you say that you're admitting you've lost and we've bested you at your own game at last. I don't care what happens now. That's all I've wanted. You and the princess hesitate at the cabin door. This is your last chance. We've already made our decision.
We're finally leaving here together, aren't we? And all we had to do was trust each other. It wasn't easy, but I'm glad we finally could.
Step into your freedom.
Hands clasped, the two of you open the door and step out into a new day. You irredeemable murderers.
Are we murderers because we killed each other, or because he thinks that we're going to kill the world?
What do we do now? Where's everything going? Why is it so cold?
You did not get a chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns. You've withered.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction. A mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new, and to look away is to reshape them yet again. All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same.
You can't be a contradiction. Contradictions don't exist.
And yet my waters flow and my streets bustle. There are no words that can describe me into non-existence. There is no logic that can bind my multitudes.
That's a reference to something. I forget the guy's name, but someone said that, so what if he contradicts himself? He contains multitudes. In real life, that's really stupid. That guy was an idiot. That saying is an idiot. Their contradictions explode into nothing. They don't make you more.
I am everything that you have known me to be, but I am also none of it.
Like, that can be true without any contradictions, so it's fine. I'm not even gonna dignify this with a response. It doesn't matter how many times I go back, at least one of us always hurts the other. Doesn't that change you? Doesn't that make you worse?
It changes me, but it doesn't make me worse, nor does it make me care for you any less. Does it make you worse? Do you resent me?
If anything, it makes me like you more. I don't know what that says about me. I just want it all to stop.
It will, in time. But you still have a ways to go before we are done. Know that I hold no malice for you.
What do you think of this vessel?
This one yearns for connection she feels she doesn't deserve. Even when shown compassion,
she hid herself away. She will make for a cautious heart. Do not mourn her. She isn't alone anymore.
Do you know what happens to the worlds we leave behind? I don't know if I said that one right.
My perspectives are shadowed. You have seen what I have seen, just as I have seen what you have seen. The angles of my vantage do not offer me hidden truths, and my attention is turned inward, except when you are here with me. Perhaps this will change when our work is done.
Have you figured out what you'll want when we've finished?
The desires of my multitude thrive in endless competition with themselves, but none of them rise above their dance to influence me. I yearn for what I have always yearned for, our awakening. Other desires shrink in the light of knowing you and knowing me.
Do you still not care what I bring you next?
I care about your gifts, but I have no preferences to burden you with. Even if I did, I would never dare to tarnish our relationship by assuming myself above you.
Have we done this one already? So you don't have any preferences on how you'd like to change or grow?
The tides do not dictate where they are pulled. A river does not dictate its outlets. My gift to you is to let you choose your path, and my task is to treasure the gifts you bring me.
Okay, fine, we'll do this one. How can you stand to be a contradiction?
As easily as you can stand to be you. You are like me, even if you have chosen not to look at the corners of you that do not fit. Even if you have chosen to ignore the brilliant contours of your soul.
I keep avoiding this one because whatever, but I'll do it now. You know that at the end of this, once you're finished, I'm going to kill you, right?
If that remains your choice when all is said and done, then you may try. But know that I do not wish you harm, even if you attempt to destroy me.
How many more vessels do I need to bring you?
We will know when we near our destination.
I'm ready to go back.
I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
Everything goes dark and you die.
You're on a path.
Yep, we've done this. Okay, time to just go. Okay, do I want to take the blade this time? Yes. Let's take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
Enter the basement. Hey, I think I'm here to kill you.
Oh, are you now? Why don't you come down and let me take a look at you?
I did it again. I ended up skipping past stuff that I've seen but haven't recorded.
Great job. You gave away the element of surprise. Good luck, hero. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
You weren't kidding when you said you were here to kill me.
Yeah, it wasn't a joke.
I know. You brought a knife with you and everything. But you don't have to try and kill me. You could always toss that scrap of metal to the ground and give the two of us a chance to talk things out.
She makes a compelling point. What if we didn't kill her? What if we just dropped the blade and talked? Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster, but killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
We'll tighten our grip.
You ignore the trembling in your hands and tighten your grip on the blade.
You poor thing. Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me? Because you should be.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me? I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
Let's see here. Are you sure she's not armed?
I'm positive. I'm not. But we'll keep our eyes peeled. If she has a weapon, she'll have to draw it before she can use it.
Hesitating? Why don't you drop the knife and the two of us can be civilized with each other?
I'm not dropping the blade.
Then I'm not talking to you.
Fine then, I guess we're at an impasse. Squint at the princess while holding onto the blade.
You stare at the princess, squinting. She squints back.
The two of you are gonna do this forever, aren't you?
Squint at the princess even harder.
You squint even harder. So does she.
At least nobody's dying right now.
You're going to have to make a choice. You can't keep squinting forever. Eventually, someone is going to have to blink.
Okay, we'll slay the
You charge
princess.
the princess, blade in hand, but unfortunately your earlier suspicions proved correct. A blade of her own slips down her sleeve and catches you in the neck.
Man, I suck.
Blood sprays from the cut, your severed carotid artery painting the princess with strokes of red. You'd better finish your task quickly before you run out of time.
We'll finish the job.
With the last bit of your will, you press forward, sinking the blade deep into the princess's heart.
Oh, did she drop it? I guess so, yeah.
Oh.
How did I
The two of
win
you
that?
collapse on the floor together, rapidly bleeding out.
Somehow, I thought this would turn out a little differently. But I wonder, do you really think that this was enough to stop me?
It's like she's convinced she can't die.
But
you
we're
don't have
both
time
dying.
to worry over such things. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Now this is my favorite princess, the Razor.
You're on a path in the woods. You're here
Yeah.
to
But I died. What am I doing
I can
here?
assure you that you're not dead. And to answer your second question, you're here to slay the princess. I literally told you that a second ago.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
This whole thing's a crock of shit. She's just going to pull a knife out of nowhere and stab us again.
Stabbed to death? Well, you won't have to worry about that. The princess is unarmed.
Yeah, that's exactly what you told us last time. When we asked you if you were sure she didn't have a weapon on her, you said you were positive she didn't. But it turns out she did, because when we charged her, she started stabbing us to death.
Calm down. I assure you she has no weapons. So there's no reason to fear her. You were made for this job. You'll do just fine.
Okay, we'll do this
Those are two
because
very
he'll
different
say
questions.
something.
You died. We did Sounds to me like you probably had some kind of elaborate nightmare. In which case, I shouldn't be held accountable for what supposedly happened. But congratulations, you've been given a chance to actually do this right. And I believe your other question was... What do you mean? Of course there weren't any... Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, had you failed to slay the princess...
Screw this. Who cares what happened to everyone else? She's not going to play fair, so we should do what we can to save ourselves and just get out of here.
At least you know not to trust her, but you do realize that everything and everyone includes you, right? If you turn around and leave, you're dooming yourself as well as everyone else. She just caught us by surprise last time. She can't do that twice. So long as we're careful, we can win this. That's the spirit. Just keep that stiff upper lip, and you'll save the world in no time at all.
Let's proceed to the cabin. That whole discussion is like
A warning.
50% the
Before
same,
you
and
go
then
any
there's like
further.
slight differences.
She will lie. She will...
He couldn't be more on the money. But we're really doing this, aren't we? I'd say you're lost, but I'm stuck here with you.
We know what to look out for this time. We know to be careful. Just stay focused and you'll be fine.
Proceed to the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is a jagged mess of warped wood and broken boards, their splintered edges as uninviting as shattered glass. The only furniture of note is a pointed table with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
I don't think that it matters. So we're gonna take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It feels a bit better to have a weapon in our hands. Let's make her hurt for what she's done to us.
Oh, you know what? It does matter, like slightly. You didn't say anything about the mirror on the wall. This whole cabin is different than last time.
Very different. Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. So focus up.
Okay, so that was the same. Let's just enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing what must once have been stairs. The fractured slats look as if they've been torn from their source and violently jammed into the wall. The air seeping up from below has an almost metallic quality to it, like the smell of fresh blood. And you can hear what sounds like the rhythmic scraping of metal coming from down below. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
So I guess they can only get him to say if the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor, like, in only 2 different variations so far? Because this keeps
That's
the same one.
Scraping. I told you she has something. I told you. That sound could be anything. It's probably just her chains dragging across the floor. I am begging you to get out of your head. Her grating voice carries up the stairs.
I hope you've come to rescue me. I've been stuck down here forever.
I even like her voice. I like, it's like warbly. You know, when it's...
There is something so wrong with that voice.
I like it.
Yeah, she thinks she's better than us, like she doesn't even have to put on an act this time. As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view, her sharp eyes following you from across the room.
Oh, her sharp eyes. Oh, so funny. I really like this pose. I like her sharp angles. I think that's a cute expression.
I wonder if she remembers us.
Finally, somebody. Quick, get me out of these chains. We're not safe here.
Come on now, we're not falling for that,
See, this expression's
are we?
cute too.
She's trying to trick us, but she can't hide that threatening edge to her voice. She just wants us to get close, to let our guard down.
Sounds like a great idea to me.
If she sounds threatening, it's because her mask is already slipping. She knows why you're here. You are armed, after all.
What are you waiting for? You are here to rescue me, right?
If I come close to you, you're just going to stab me, aren't you?
What? No, I wouldn't stab you. I am just a sweet, innocent princess trapped here for no reason.
I even like her denials.
And you are a brave knight who's supposed to walk up to, not stabbing distance to help me.
I have absolutely zero doubts that she is going to stab us if we get close to her.
Yeah, she's pretty blatant about it.
She certainly feels threatening. Just because she's acting like she's going to stab you doesn't mean she has the means to actually do it. But you know who is armed? You. So stop second-guessing yourself and do your job. But I'm nervous. All the more reason to jump into the deep end and deal with her right now before you waste any more time getting stuck in your head.
Do you remember what happened last time?
Last time? If somebody came into my house and tried to kill me and I cut his neck open and then he stabbed me in the heart and we both died looking in each other's eyes, well, surely I would remember that.
You'd remember it as romantic, right?
But I don't remember it, so it must not have happened.
There you go again, talking up delusions about a past life experience that clearly didn't happen. Ugh, it's like the two of you are working together on this. Aren't you listening to her? She's obviously lying through her teeth. I'm terrible at spotting lies, and even I can tell something's up here. We can't be the only ones that looped back to the start. Someone else has to remember, right? Yes, something is obviously up, and we can all tell that she's lying. The thing she's lying about is how dangerous she is, not dimension hopping or time travel or whatever it is you think you're doing.
You're the one who mentioned dimension hopping. But that's exactly what happened, so you do remember it.
Would I just lie? Would I just lie to your face and tell you a thing I remembered happening didn't happen just so I could stab you again?
She acts like I lied to her, but I was very forthcoming that I was here to kill her.
I mean, just so I could stab you for the first time.
Ah, we got you.
Aha! She slipped up there. She said again, and her taking it back doesn't count. Do you hear how deranged you sound right now? Please stop dawdling. This is only going to end with violence. Postponing the inevitable is only going to make it worse for you when it actually happens.
Let's see here. I'd like to trust you, but you're being so suspicious right now.
That's so rude of you, passing judgments on strangers you've never met just because they're different from you. How would you like it if I did that, huh? Silly little bird-face thinks he's so serious coming down here but doesn't know anything. Thinks he could tell me to get rid of all the knives I don't even have while he gets to wave one around right in front of me. I bet you didn't like that, did you? I bet you didn't like being judged for no reason.
How many more times does she have to vaguely threaten you before you finally decide you're ready to deal with her?
As many times as I want. Maybe I like it.
We're clearly still figuring out our angle. We don't have the luxury of watching this from a distance. Oh, I'm sorry. Do you think I'm in a position of luxury right now?
Yes.
You're acting like you are. My entire world is at risk. Then maybe you should behave with a little more humility. A bit of self-deprecation would go a long way. No. I have my dignity. Fine. Then we'll continue to treat you exactly how you deserve to be treated.
I don't have the key.
Oh, you don't? Okay, I see. I have an idea. You should come over here and stare directly at the chains. You won't be able to find a key if you don't know what it's supposed to look like, so you better come right within close staring distance just to be sure.
That sounds like a plan.
I think I've said my piece at this point. I think we all have. But if you want to keep exhausting your questions, it beats getting stabbed to death.
Can I go look at the chains? What if we're both honest with each other? I was sent here to stop you from ending the world and you slashed my throat last time.
That doesn't sound like me. Okay, I'm bored now.
Yep.
She's bored? That's absurd. She doesn't get to be bored. Not in a way that matters. She's a prisoner. Shit. In a sudden burst of movement, the princess leaps towards you, a blade erupting from her free arm, her wrist limp and empty from the violent expulsion. So I guess she did have a knife of her own after all.
I really like this. Look how happy she is.
How conciliatory of you. We appreciate it, really. Now what are we going to do? At least we're safe here. She's still in chains. And those chains stop her from continuing her advance, at least for a moment. She looks down at them with something between annoyance and confusion. And then she slices through her arm. Okay, maybe we aren't safe here. She doesn't even hesitate before darting towards you with a terrifying speed you can't hope to outpace.
Oh my god.
Ah, shit. Okay, she's down an arm and we still have a weapon. I guess we'll have to use it. And use it you do. But unfortunately for you, and for the entire world, you are horribly outmatched.
At least we got to block her once.
You keep pace with her for a single brief and wordless exchange before she severs your hand and, with it, your only line of defense. She's even better at this than she was last time. Bloody cheater.
I'm going to kill you now.
And with a squelch, she does just that. Everything goes dark, and you die.
The Arms Race, Chapter 3.
You're on a path in the woods. No, fuck that. If we're gonna have to keep doing this over and over and over again, we're not starting in that goddamn woods every time. We're starting in the fucking cabin. You're what? The interior of the cabin is sharp, a constricting mess of curved and battered sheet metal pushing you towards... Wait, excuse me? What just happened? What did you just do? I feel dizzy. Oh ho ho ho! I guess I took us to the cabin, didn't I? Isn't that interesting? Who holds the cards now? The circle's getting smaller and smaller. Running isn't an option anymore.
We have to fight.
Why are you here?
What's the point of fighting if she's just going
I
to
take
win
it back.
every
Why are you
time?
here?
It hurts being sliced to pieces. We're better off just sitting up here and doing nothing.
Great, so obviously you've already been here. How many times?
This is our third?
No wonder things have fallen apart.
You do realize that every time you fail, she escapes and an entire world is damned to destruction, right? That can't be right. That's too much responsibility. I couldn't agree more. We couldn't be trusted with the fate of a single person, let alone the fate of the world.
Let's just stay focused, shall we?
The only furniture of note is a bent metal table. A pristine blade perched. We take it. Okay, sure, you take the blade before letting me finish telling you it's there. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Yes, we know.
Feels right. We just have to keep our senses sharp.
That's right, we've got to be able to win eventually. And what if we never do? So, are you just going to stand there, or are you going to head to the basement like you're supposed to? I'd love to get started just as much as you would, but how are we supposed to get down there? You walk through the door. You do know what doors are, right? There isn't a door, there's just that mirror. There isn't a mirror. You really messed things up, didn't you? It's like you can't even see reality anymore.
I can feel the air coming up from behind it, stinking of iron and steel. He might be right. Could be a trick. If our other senses can't feel it, then we can't trust it.
We can toss the knife through it. Oh my god.
You make your way to the door at the end of the room, stopping just in front of it. You really must think you're looking at a mirror. Well, it doesn't exist. Just reach forward and open it. Let's just move it out of the way without looking. I don't want to see us. I'm sure we all look awful after dying twice. Let's just fumble for the handle and be done with it. I don't care what we look like. I care about getting to the end of this mess.
Wipe the mirror clean. That's me every time I wake up. I have to think about the day coming
place your
forward.
hand on the door to the basement. It creaks open. And the mirror's gone. How surprising.
It was never there. Just an illusion.
Guess it's time for us to see her again. Just stay focused and you'll be fine. You step forward, but you don't get a chance to linger on the basement stairs. They are smooth and flat and metallic, an unintentional and unfortunately slippery ramp that quickly sends you skittering to the bottom.
It sounds like we already died.
Your body tumbles onto the basement floor and the form of the princess comes into view, standing at a distance. She gives you a wry smile.
She's just getting cuter. I like her dress.
Hi, it looks like you don't have a way out, so I'm not going to play dumb anymore. But don't worry about how bad you did last time. That's part of the fun.
Fun for her, maybe. I didn't like dying all over again.
Thinking about dying makes us as good as dead. The only thing that matters is survival.
Actually, does survival matter? We've died twice and nothing bad has come of it. We just need to find a way to win once.
Nothing bad has come of it yet.
Plenty bad has come of it. You've left at least one entire world to ruin. The people there mattered.
The past isn't real. There's only here and now.
Your internal bickering is cut short by the wet sound of slicing meat. From the princess's arms erupt twin blades glistening with her blood, the empty flesh of her arms flopping at her elbows like torn sleeves. The chain clatters to the floor.
She looks so cute like this. What a great smile.
She's loose, and she is coming for you.
You're going to make me walk over to you, aren't you?
Shit. She's coming for us and I'm out of ideas.
Let's see. Oh, that's easy. I'm going to try flirting with her.
Now, I've tolerated quite a bit from you, but this is a bridge too far. Please don't try romancing the princess. She wants to kill you. She's going to end the world if you don't stop her.
She doesn't want to kill us. She just wants to play. She wants to have fun. Does that look like a face that wants to murder? No.
Yeah, do we have to flirt with the murderous monster?
I'd rather not.
She's a princess.
It's not like she wants us anyway.
No, you miss all the shots you don't take,
Have fun
man.
with it. Let's see where this goes.
Yeah, see? Let's see here. What's the best line? How about you buy me a dinner before impaling me to death? Let's do this one. I know you want to kill me, but has anyone ever told you how gorgeous you are?
A rosy blush flushes in the princess's cheeks, and a wide grin cuts across her face.
See, it's working.
You're the only person I know, so that's a first. You're sweet. I like you. You're also gorgeous.
Ah, see, we're doing it.
Oh, be damned, this is actually going to work, isn't it?
Still gonna kill you, though.
Or not.
At least she likes us. I've never been liked before.
Yeah, always look at the bright side.
Blush still glowing in her cheeks, the princess closes the distance between you, blades flashing. She skewers you. Ow.
What worthwhile romance doesn't hurt at least a little bit? What matters is that she likes us. She's even said as much.
Oh, a new one of us. I thought that only happens when we die. Did we die? You're on a... No, you're in a... Where the hell are you?
I'd like to know if this is the same narrator from before. Is this a new narrator?
I think we're dead. And that's all we'll ever be. Dead, 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 dead.
Shut up. We've got a cute princess who likes us.
Saying dead, all of you. We might have died a second ago, but right now we're extremely not dead. This is all horribly wrong. How many times have you been here?
This is 4.
No wonder everything's such a mess. This wasn't supposed to go past 1.
I wonder what you're going to do next. You're so full of ideas, and I love that.
See, she loves my ideas.
But I guess we don't have time to talk about things before the princess advances.
This is the most clearly affectionate princess that we have, at least so far.
Okay, whatever we do gets us another us. Let's see how many we can stack. There's got to be a point where it makes us better than her, as long as we keep moving.
We'll win her heart eventually.
Oh, great. So it's going to get even more crowded. Even more deluded voices that think we might stand any kind of
We need to find a way to
chance.
get rid of this guy.
Come on, show me something new.
I got something new for you. Let's see. She wins by killing us, right? So let's beat her to it. I don't know, all of these ideas suck. Think up something better. It doesn't work and she kills you again, and again, and again, and again. Your memory blurs as your consciousness leaps from life to life to life, holding only snippets of the conflict that transpires.
None of this is working. Think. Think. She skewers you. Well, there's more of us. Let's see if that helps. We just have to hit her harder. She skewers you.
You'll have to be trickier than that.
Then you skewer yourself.
It's getting more and more beautiful by the second.
I thought we both understood that dying doesn't get you anywhere.
Huh, that didn't do much of anything. We're tougher than I thought. Just panic. Flee. She skewers you.
No, you don't get to escape. That's not how this works.
It doesn't matter how many times this takes, we can't give up. Okay, let's go again. She's going to kill this body either way. So stop feeling what it feels. She skewers you.
Ooh, not bad. Real tough.
See? We're getting better. Okay, yeah. That was a good one. Let's appeal to her better nature. We haven't tried that. I'm sure
What
she'll
nature
listen
can be
to
better than this?
She skewers you. We're getting close to something, can't you feel it? One last time. You're right. One last time, that's all we need. And then everything goes dark, and you die.
Chapter 4, Mutually Assured Destruction.
You're on a... Don't lose your head. We're in a cabin, and we'll take it from here. Everything feels like it finally fits, doesn't it? We're up here, which is different, and different is good. And our steel claw is already in our hand. Ho-ho! What if we throw it out the window? Over my dead body.
That won't be very hard. We've died a lot. But I can't say I mind.
Why are you still here? You need to go away.
Besides, what better way to die so very many times than at the sharp hands of a beautiful woman?
I agree with the
Sure, I
smitten.
can think of a better way to die.
Think of it. Tell me what it is.
They're all the same, really. How about we stop thinking about horrible ways to die? I don't want us to accidentally manifest anything. The only thing we're gonna manifest is finally ending up on top. There are entirely too many of you. How many times have you been here? This isn't good. This is... How about you stick to describing things, and we'll stick to doing them? Yeah, leave it to the pros. We'll notch up that win in no time.
Narrator, we heroically stride through the door and towards our destined final encounter with our star-crossed lover.
I don't know if she's our lover.
Fine by me. You walk to the door and onto the basement stairs, only...
It's more of a slide.
We know. Fine, I'll just shut up then and speed this whole thing along. Are you sure you don't want me to describe the stairs? Or this room, or anything? It feels like I'm hardly a part of this. Don't care, just want to win. Fine, you make your way to the basement, where the princess awaits you.
You know, this last time I killed you, and you didn't pop right back up again? I thought I'd actually done it. I thought I'd cut you into so many pieces you just weren't able to stitch yourself back together.
I could never leave you
But
for
I
long.
guess we're not done. That's okay with me. It's good even. I like that. I got something ready for you while you were gone. Do you want to see it?
A prize. A
I'm not going to
surprise.
wait for an answer. I'm just going to show you. It's worth it though. Just you wait. And not for very long, because I'm going to do it right now.
You gonna say what she does? Do you want me to talk now? Well, yeah, she says she has something new. I want to hear about the new thing.
So do I.
Me too. I think I speak for all of us when I say that I would like to hear you describe her new thing. Really? Okay then.
Here we go. Now.
The princess's skin twists, splitting into red blooms of raw meat as it stretches and tears. Then it erupts. She becomes a wave of blood and viscera, pieces of her splattering against the walls. All that remains in the center of the room is a skeleton of blades. A heart beats furiously in its cage of a chest.
She's beautiful.
Are you ready for what comes next?
Holy shit!
She's gorgeous.
Absolutely divine.
Yes, behold the perfect woman.
Yeah.
Do you think we can throw her out the window?
There's no windows in the basement.
That looked painful.
She did it for
How
love.
is she still alive? Heart's still beating. That's all she needs. This is fake. This is all fake. That's all just made up. She doesn't even have a back anymore. How are we supposed to stab her in it?
This is all just a sick joke. I hate existing.
We're screwed. I quit. I'm done. Forget it.
Let's empty your mind.
What just happened? It's so quiet.
Him too.
Something feels different about you. It almost makes me feel different. Like I should actually take this seriously for once.
You weren't taking it seriously before? You do not act, and yet through that inaction, your body moves on its own. The princess strikes as you approach, but as her blow finishes its arc, you are already somewhere else.
You're incredible.
Thanks, I do try. Your weapons clash again and again, you and her entering a rhythm free of thought and free of self. There is only the dance, the ebb and flow, the shifting of the tides back and forth between you. The deeper you fall into your play, the faster your hearts pound, and the faster the momentum volleys between you. An endlessly building crescendo, and then an opening. Your blade strikes free of volition, and hers strikes too. Both strikes are lethal. Neither of you will survive, but neither of you fear what's to come. This is a good ending. I agree. I love this ending. Got to have a lot of fun. And she was really happy. You do not get to see each other die, nor will you ever. It's time for you to leave if memory returns. Approach the mirror. You do so. Gaze into your reflection. Time for you to see what's in it. You have unraveled. You're at the cabin. Approach her.
There's a world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet. We're supposed to be there. Do you know what we'll find out there?
Is that a rhetorical question? Do you know? Do you want to tell me?
Rhetorical. I am not rhetorical. I have only known these spaces, and I have known flickers of the lives you've brought me, short and violent and full of passion. But all of those flickers end where the long quiet begins. I'm asking you because I cannot know your mind. Do you know what we'll find out there?
There's trees and stars, and there are people, I think. At least there are supposed to be people.
There is a warmth and sadness in me at the thought of people. Fresh tears on a winter's day. They are not like us. They do not last.
Do you think that anything is real out there? Do you think that we're real?
We are real. Nothing is an idea that dwells in the absence of something. But nothing cannot exist on its own. And because of that, nothing can't exist.
Do you know what's going to happen when you awaken?
If I did, I would already be awake.
When you send me back, I'm not alone. There are voices that speak to me. Some of them are me, but one of them is something else. I call him the narrator, and he wants me to kill you. Do you have a narrator? Have the vessels had one?
No, their thoughts are quiet. Do you think your narrator lives in the spaces beyond?
Oh, they're all just he does. He does. I don't know why, but I know this for a fact.
I am on the cusp of my awakening. Perhaps you are on the cusp of yours.
Do you have thoughts on this vessel?
This one is a single-minded edge. She is cruelty, but she is also joy. She will make for a piercing heart.
Yeah, some people, I got friends who tell me that I'm crazy for liking this one the most, but it's because I focus on the joy part.
Do not mourn her. She is exactly where she needs to be.
I just think, oh, she's having fun, she's cute. She just wants to have fun with me. It's not my fault that I suck, can't fight her properly. She's like a Saiyan. Made out of blades. What's cooler than that? How many more vessels do I need to bring you?
One. Whatever you bring me next will be enough. And then gravity will pull the others back to me. I will be singular. A final multitude.
If this is the last time, is there anything you would like me to bring you?
These gifts are a conversation, and each one shows me the contours of your heart. The only thing I want to see is what you choose for me when the thread is fully drawn.
If this is the last stage before your completion, then I'm not going back. I'm just going to stay here. I'm afraid if I click that, it's going to close the game again, so I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to say I'm ready to go back.
The next time I see you, each of us will finally know what we are. I will be here, waiting for you.
Everything goes dark, and you die. Okay, I wanted to make sure that it wouldn't... Oh, never mind.
You're on a path in the woods.
Yeah, we got it. I'm gonna save here and end here because I don't want to finish the last one. There's quite a lot of stuff left, and I don't want to do just one playthrough. I don't think I'll be able to show literally everything in this game. There's too many... It's hard to keep track also of what decisions I've made. But... So I'm just gonna save this. I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna save it on A. Damn. I must have been really interested in figuring out these. Oh, these are automatic. quick saves. I didn't even know I had a quick save. Let's go on page 9. I just wanted a place that's like clear. And what I'll do is I'll do like a couple more, and then when I feel like I've like done all of them, then I'll do the endings, because there's like at least 3. I think the Pristine cut added another one. But I don't want to get to the end before I've actually gotten all the princesses. So with that in mind, actually, can I like go back to the main menu? Yes. Yes. I want to see my memories. So what do we got? We got the hero and the princess, the space between and whatever this is. I guess that's when you get to the end, yeah. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 vessels. Okay, so these 2 do count as different vessels. I'm glad that they didn't count as different princesses, though. Because then it would have, like... It wouldn't have blocked me off, and I would have ended up with the damsel again. These are cute chibis. To look too closely is to redraw the lines. What does that mean? The remains of violence free from hesitation, offering one hand while concealing the other. Redemption in the thick of distrust. Everything you didn't know you wanted. Unquestioning commitment to the other. That's pretty good, I like that. The hero and the princess, the space between. Okay. So yeah, my goal will be to fill up all of these, because I have no other way of keeping track of what I'm doing. And until then, I'll see you later. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I don't know, does it really matter if I say like and subscribe? Will you like and subscribe if I say so? We'll try it. Like and subscribe if you liked the video.